Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
$85 US, which is kind of a lot for this pants.
Which is kind of a lot for this pants? We cannot say for this pants. We have to say for these pants. So it's correct to say which is kind of a lot for these pants. Let's look at the difference. If I say this with the short I sound like this is, it's for one thing. Example, this hat. And the S is a true S. S, no voice. This hat. But if I talk about pants, I have to say these pants. And I use a long E like green beans, plus the Z sound, like in zebra, with a voice, vibration. Z, these pants. So the price is $85, which is kind of a lot for these pants. I agree. They're expensive. Let's talk about these pants. Are these pants cheap or expensive? That's right, these pants are expensive. This is also not correct.
It doesn't wrinkle either. I think it's a great traveling pants. You might be a little bit...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It doesn't wrinkle? It's a great traveling pants? We cannot say this. First, it doesn't wrinkle. They're pants. We don't say it doesn't. We say they don't. Because pants is a plural word. They don't wrinkle. It's a great traveling pants? We cannot use a here because pants is a plural word. We cannot say a great traveling pants. It's a great traveling pants? We cannot say this. We say they are. They are great traveling pants. No and no it's. They are. Together, they're. They're great traveling pants. This is correct. Let's talk about these pants. They are wrinkle-free. That means they don't wrinkle. I don't say it doesn't wrinkle. I say they don't wrinkle. They don't wrinkle because they are wrinkle-free. And they are great traveling pants. Let's practice. Are they wrinkle-free? That's right, they are wrinkle-free. Does that mean they don't wrinkle? That's right, that means they don't wrinkle. Are they great traveling pants? That's right, they are great traveling pants. This is also not correct.
But it's pretty thin. You can roll it up like small.
You can roll it up like small? He's talking about pants. We don't say you can roll it up like small. Again, pants is a plural word, so we don't say it, we say them. You can roll them up like small? This is not correct. We say you can roll them up to make them shorter. We cannot just say like small. It's correct to say you can roll them up and make them shorter. Talking about pants. Talking about rolling up pants, rolling up the pant legs, that's what they're called. Pants have two pant legs. You can roll them up to make the pants shorter, to make them shorter. Again, you can roll them up to make them shorter, if they're too long. Let's practice. Can you roll them up to make them shorter? That's right, you can roll them up to make them shorter. You cannot say you can roll it up like small. This doesn't work. This is also not correct.
The largest concentration of sharks on the planet. So Darwin and Wolf.
We saw 20 of that largest concentration.
Yeah.
And we made it out alive.
Yeah.
We saw 20 of that largest concentration, and we made it out alive. She's talking about sharks. Where they are, it's the largest concentration of sharks. But she said, we saw 20 of that largest concentration. This is not correct. If I say we saw 20 of, I need a plural noun. I cannot say we saw 20 of that largest concentration. We need a plural noun or a pronoun. You can say, we saw 20 of them. Talking about the sharks. 20 sharks. We saw 20 of them. But I cannot say we saw 20 of that largest concentration. We cannot have a singular noun after this. So you can say we saw 20 of those sharks, or we saw 20 of them, but not we saw 20 of that largest concentration. So they're in a place that has a lot of sharks. How many of them did they see? Did they see 20 of them? That's right, they saw 20 of them and made it out alive. That means they survived. They weren't eaten by sharks. This is also not correct.
So I guess this is a popular street where you can eat.
That side is busier because they catch the guys as they turn the corner. We've eaten here a long time ago.
We've eaten here a long time ago? If I say we've eaten here, I'm using we have eaten here. We have plus eaten is for a time in the past that is not specific, not a specific time in the past. For example, I can say, have you ever eaten here before? And you can answer, yes, I've eaten here before. That just means in your life, at no specific time. But if I say a long time ago, I'm giving a specific time, so I have to use simple past. Example, they ate here a long time ago. I cannot say they've eaten here a long time ago. I can say they've eaten here before. The idea, sometime in the past, but I'm not being specific about when. They've eaten here before. And if I say a long time ago, I use past. They ate here a long time ago. Not they've eaten, but they ate. They ate here a long time ago. So I cannot say we've eaten here a long time ago. I cannot mix these two. Again, we've eaten here, non-specific past. A long time ago is a specific time in the past. We cannot mix these. So, example, I can ask a question, have they ever eaten there before? And you can say, yes, they've eaten there before. When? Oh, they ate there a long time ago. Let's practice. Have they ever eaten there before? Very good. That's right. They've eaten there before. When? Did they eat there a long time ago? That's right. They ate there a long time ago. This is also not correct.
These are all the different types of animals you can find in the Galapagos.
There are all the different type of animals you can find. I have to say types. I cannot say there are all the different type of animals you can find. I need types of animals. There are all the different types of animals you can find. I cannot use the singular type here. I have to use the plural types. Example, there are a lot of different types of animals. Not type of animals, but types of animals. Let's practice. Are there a lot of different types of animals? That's right. There are a lot of different types of animals. And don't say this either.
Now she's taking out her hat from her bag.
She's taking out her hat from her bag. We don't say this. We say she's taking her hat out of her bag. Just out of. Go from. She's taking her hat out of her bag. Not she's taking out her hat from her bag. Don't say that. So again, she's taking her hat out of her bag. Let's practice. Is she taking her hat out of her bag? That's right. She's taking her hat out of her bag. Well, can I say she's taking out her hat? Sure, if you don't say from her bag, you can say she's taking out her hat. But then that's it. So if you want to include the bag, she's taking her hat out of her bag. So my question now is, when can I say out from? Is it always out of? Sometimes we say out of, and sometimes we say out from. And keep watching to practice more and find out how to use these confusing prepositions. Example, get out from the house? No, we don't say this. We say get out of the house. Get out of the house. Not get out from the house, but get out of the house. Example, take it out from the refrigerator? No, we don't say this. It's take it out of. Take it out of the refrigerator. Now let's talk about pronunciation. Example, get out of the way. Get out of the way sounds like this. Get out of the way. So the T in get changes to a fast D because it's between vowels. Get out, outa. The T in out changes to a fast D because it's between vowels. And what about the V sound in of? Well, you don't have to make that sound, and most people don't. They say get out of the way, out of the way. Of course, you can say v, you can say get out of the way, but you don't have to. Get out of the way.
You don't have to get the business out of the way before getting to the pleasure.
You're driving around North Beach for no particular reason, and this car won't get out of the way.
Guys, get out of the way!
Start on that mid-shot of Lori coming out of the subway.
And I promise I will get out of the way and let the two of you be happy.
Example, she needs to get out of the way. Not out from the way, but out of. Pronunciation, get out of the way. She needs to get out of the way. Let's practice. Does she need to get out of the way? That's right, she needs to get out of the way. Example, he needs to take the turkey out of the refrigerator. Not out from the refrigerator, but out of. Pronunciation, take it out of. Pronunciation, he needs to take the turkey out of the refrigerator. Again, out of the refrigerator. The T is a fast D, and you don't hear the V sound. Outa. He needs to take it out of the refrigerator. Let's practice. Does he need to take it out of the refrigerator? That's right, he needs to take it out of the refrigerator. We also hear the vowel is a little different. I don't pronounce ow quite so clearly. Not outa, but outa, outa. You can say it both ways. You can say take it out of the refrigerator or take it out of the refrigerator. People say it both ways. Now let's talk about out from. Can you ever say out from? Yes, you can. We use out from with out from behind and out from under. These are the two most common uses of out from, and the only two that I know. If you know any others, let me know. So the two I know, out from under and out from behind.
Crawl out from under that rock you're hiding under, and I'll drive his truck up.
Way to get our money and get out from under the thumb of Crimson Dawn at the same time.
And then these guys, they came out from behind the houses and they started shooting everyone right there on the street.
When the bad guy goes down the stairs to grab her, she jumps out from behind the big oak tree where she's been hiding and lifts the heavy door off the ground and closes it on top of him.
The sun itself turns jealous and refuses to come out from behind the clouds.
As soon as I get out from under your butt area.
Example, the mouse came out from under the refrigerator. Or out from behind, I can say the mouse came out from behind the refrigerator. This is when we hear out from. Let's practice. Did the mouse come out from under the refrigerator? That's right, the mouse came out from under the refrigerator. The idea, the mouse was under the refrigerator and he came out. Or out from behind. The mouse came out from behind the refrigerator. The idea, the mouse was behind the refrigerator, then he came out. Let's practice. Did the mouse come out from behind the refrigerator? That's right, the mouse came out from behind the refrigerator. And everybody was scared. So we see, in most cases, don't say out from, say out of. Out of the house, out of the refrigerator. But if you use behind or under, then we say out from. Out from behind or out from under something. Thank you for watching, and keep watching for more. Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. First, let's watch a clip.
In this beginner-friendly video, you will follow me and my mom around as we teach you beginner English naturally.
All right, let's learn to use natural English. First, this is not correct.
And cold beverages.
We can afford this, but the cookies is like $10.
How much are these?
I cannot say the cookies is like $10. Is for a singular noun. The cake is like $10, but the cookies are. The cookies are like $10. I cannot say the cookies is like $10. I need to use are because cookies is plural. Because cookies is a plural noun. And if I ask the question for the price, I say, how much are the cookies? Sure, you could say, how much do the cookies cost? Or what is the price of the cookies? But these questions are more difficult. It's easier to say, how much are the cookies? And the answer is, the cookies are like $10. That means the cookies are approximately $10. Let's practice. How much are the cookies? That's right, the cookies are like $10. This is also not correct.
What flavor do you want?
Fanta? Canada Dry.
Canada Dry? I don't know if this is anywhere else, but this drink is very good.
I cannot say I don't know if this is anywhere else, but this drink is very good. I don't know if this is anywhere else. He's talking about this drink. He's talking about Canada Dry. It's a popular brand of ginger ale. What is ginger ale? It's a kind of soda. So we cannot say, I don't know if this is anywhere else. Because he lives in Canada, he thinks that maybe Canada Dry is only available in Canada. So you would say, I don't know if they have this anywhere else. But not, I don't know if this is anywhere else. We say, I don't know if they have this anywhere else. The idea? Yes, they have this in Canada, but he doesn't know if they have this in other places, anywhere else. And I know we have this in the US, and sure, they have this in Canada, but I don't know if they have this anywhere else. And he doesn't know if they have this anywhere else. So the idea, he knows they have this in Canada, but he doesn't know if they have this anywhere else. Let's practice. Does he know they have this in Canada? That's right, he knows they have this in Canada. But does he know if they have this anywhere else? That's right, he doesn't know if they have this anywhere else. So I can say, I don't know if they have this anywhere else. But don't say, I don't know if this is anywhere else. Don't say that. This is also not correct.
And we should look for some meat too.
What kind of meat?
What kind of meat would you want? Some chicken or something?
Yeah, chicken, barbecue chicken.
What kind of meat would you want? We cannot say this. When you're walking into the grocery store, you don't say what kind of meat would you want. Would you want is an imaginary situation. What kind of meat would you want if you were making meatballs? If you were making meatballs. This is an imaginary situation. But they're walking into the grocery store. We don't say what kind of meat would you want. We say what kind of meat do you want, or what kind of meat would you like. So we see do you want and would you like express the same idea. It's used for in the moment for something real. Would you want is something that is not real, imaginary. But if you're walking into the grocery store, it is a real situation. Use do you want or would you like. So in a real situation, the questions are what kind of meat do you want or what kind of meat would you like? But not would you want. It doesn't work here. All right, let's practice asking the question. Ask me what kind of meat I want. That's right, the question is what kind of meat do you want? And I want beef. Now let's practice with would you like. Ask me what kind of meat I would like. Very good, that's right. The question is what kind of meat would you like? And I would like chicken. And don't say this either.
Oh, you can see the steam coming from my mouth.
The steam coming from my mouth? Don't say this. First, because it's not steam. Steam comes from boiling water. So if you want to sound natural, don't talk about steam coming out of your mouth. Say you can see your breath. I can see my breath. This is what people say if you want to sound natural. Example, it's so cold you can see your breath. Or it's so cold I can see my breath. Let's hear some examples.
I can see my breath.
Well, you watch out when it's frosty, then you can see his breath.
I can see your breath.
You can see your breath in the room.
My dad used to say that when you can see your breath, it means you're still alive.
Example, it's so cold he can see his breath. Let's practice. How cold is it? Is it so cold that he can see his breath? That's right, it's so cold he can see his breath. Thank you for watching, and keep watching for more. Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
I wonder where all this clothes even comes from. Do people like donate this stuff?
I wonder where this clothes even comes from? We cannot say comes. We have to say come. Why? Because clothes is plural. I cannot say I wonder where this clothes even comes from. I have to say I wonder where these clothes even come from. Not this clothes, but these clothes. Because clothes is a plural word, I have to say these and not this. I wonder where these clothes even come from. So again, I cannot say I wonder where this clothes even comes from. Let's hear that again.
I wonder where all this clothes even comes from. Do people like donate this stuff?
So remember, these clothes, not this clothes. The pronunciation, these has the long E like green beans, and the Z sound like in zebra with vibration, these clothes. And this has the short I like this is, and the S sound like star or start, this. So remember, clothes is a plural word. I cannot say this clothes, I have to say these clothes. But more importantly, the verb. These clothes come from, not these clothes comes from. Example, I don't know where these clothes come from. I don't know where these clothes even come from. I can put even in the middle. So again, I don't know where these clothes come from. Or I don't know where these clothes even come from. Not comes, but come. Let's practice. Do you know where these clothes come from? That's right. I don't know where these clothes come from. They're not mine. They came from somewhere, but I don't know where. This is also not correct.
Because when you buy brand new clothes, it always shrinks.
When you buy brand new clothes, it always shrinks? It always shrinks? You're talking about clothes. Don't say it. It is for something singular. Say they. They always shrink. Not it always shrinks, but they. When you buy brand new clothes, they always shrink. This is correct. Let's talk about shrink. They always shrink. Shrink is a verb meaning to get smaller. Clothes shrink in the washing machine if you use hot water. Let's practice. Do clothes shrink in the washing machine when you use hot water? That's right, clothes shrink in the washing machine if you use hot water. So again, when you buy brand new clothes, they always shrink. Not it always shrinks, but they always shrink. Let's practice. When you buy brand new clothes, do they always shrink? That's right, when you buy brand new clothes, they always shrink. This is also not correct.
Like it was really, really hot because this bowl is made of stone and it's super hot. And that's why they give it to you in this plate so that you don't burn yourself.
They give it to you in this plate? We do not say in this plate. A plate is flat and we say on this plate, not in. In is for a bowl, in this bowl. So remember your prepositions. If you're talking about a bowl, say in this bowl. But if you're talking about a plate, say on this plate. Not in this plate, but on this plate. Let's hear that again.
But it was boiling. Like it was really, really hot because this bowl is made of stone and it's super hot. And that's why they give it to you in this plate so that you don't burn yourself.
So we cannot say they give it to you in this plate. We say they give it to you on this plate. Example, they serve pasta on this plate. Not in this plate, but on this plate. Let's practice. Do they serve pasta on this plate? That's right, they serve pasta on this plate. And they serve salad in this bowl. Now we use in because we're talking about a bowl. They serve salad in this bowl. Let's practice. Do they serve salad in this bowl? That's right, they serve salad in this bowl. And don't say this either.
Let's give this a try. Let's dig in. So I'm going to get some soup, my spoon, and I'm going to blow it because it's very, very hot.
I'm going to blow it because it's hot? Don't say I'm going to blow it. This doesn't sound good. We use a phrasal verb. We say blow on. I'm going to blow on it because it's hot. So for hot food and hot drinks, don't blow it. Say blow on it.
Let's give this a try. Let's dig in. So I'm going to get some soup, my spoon, and I'm going to blow it because it's very, very hot.
Example, the coffee is very hot. I need to blow on it before I drink it. Don't say I need to blow it. Say I need to blow on it. So you need to blow on the hot coffee. Let's practice. Do you need to blow on the hot coffee? That's right, you need to blow on the hot coffee. Or I can say the coffee is hot, so you need to blow on it before you drink it. Let's practice. The coffee is hot. Do you need to blow on it before you drink it? That's right, you need to blow on it before you drink it. Example, the soup is hot, so you need to blow on the soup. Let's practice. Do you need to blow on the soup? That's right, you need to blow on the soup. Or I can say the soup is hot. You need to blow on it before you eat it. Let's practice. The soup is hot. Do you need to blow on it before you eat it? That's right, you need to blow on it before you eat it. Thank you for watching, and keep watching for more. We're looking at the expression blow it. Blow it can be used in two different ways. It can mean to make a mistake, or it can mean to spend your money. Let's take a closer look. We use the expression blow it to talk about spending your money on something bad, similar to wasting your money. You blow your money. It is a pronoun substituting the money, so you can say blow it. In the past, blew, and the participle is blown. I don't give money to my children because I think they will blow it. I think they will waste the money on something they don't need. I don't give money to my kids because I think they'll blow it on candy and toys. If I talk about all the money, I can say blow it all. I don't give my kids money because I think they'll blow it all on candy and toys. The T in it changes to a fast D. Blow it all. Blow it all. I think they'll blow it all on candy and toys, so I don't give them money. Let's practice. Do you give money to children? That's right. I don't give money to children. Why not? Do you think they'll blow it all on candy and toys? That's right. They'll blow it all on candy and toys. Another example. She bought these expensive shoes. The shoes cost $1,000. And her paycheck was $1,000. So you can say she blew her whole paycheck on those shoes. So remember, blow in the present, in the past, blew. Pronunciation just like the color blue. Blue. She blew her whole paycheck on those shoes. Let's practice. Did she blow her whole paycheck on those shoes? That's right, she blew her whole paycheck on those shoes. Another meaning of blow it is when you make a mistake. When you have a chance to do something, but you don't do a good job. You blow it. Example, he got a bad grade on his test. He didn't do a good job. He had a chance of getting a good grade, but he blew it. He blew his chance of getting a good grade. We use it as a pronoun. He blew it. He didn't do a good job. He blew it. Let's practice. Did he get a good grade on his test? That's right, he didn't get a good grade on his test. He didn't do a good job. Did he blow it? That's right, he blew it. He didn't do a good job. So remember, the expression blow it, we can use it in two different ways. You can use it to talk about wasting money or making a big mistake. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. Today we're talking about the word last. And yes, the word last is a basic vocabulary word, but it's easy to make mistakes with this word. For example, this is not correct.
This was my favorite comment from last video, and these were the top 3 countries you were from last video.
I have to use the article the. I have to say in the last video. Not in last video, but in the last video. Example, in the last video, he was in Canada, and now he's in Korea. Let's practice. Was he in Canada in the last video? That's right, he was in Canada in the last video. So what's confusing is sometimes we do not use the. Example, last week, last month, last year. There's no the. I cannot say the last week or the last month or the last year. It's just last week, last month, last year. We're talking about the previous one. Example, last week he was in Canada, and this week he's in Korea. Let's practice. Was he in Canada last week? That's right, he was in Canada last week. Or I can say last month. Not in the last month, not the last month, just last month. He was in Canada last month. Let's practice. Was he in Canada last month? That's right, he was in Canada last month. But what if I say last 3 months? If I put a number there, I have to say the. For the last 3 months. I cannot just say last 3 months. I need the last 3 months. Example, they have been training new employees for the last 3 months. Not for last 3 months, but for the last 3 months. They have been training new employees for the last 3 months. Let's practice. Have they been training new employees for the last 3 months? That's right, they've been training new employees for the last 3 months. If we use a number like 3, we have to say the last 3 months. But if you just say month, you can say last month, and there's no the. He was in Canada last month. Now let's talk about last meaning final. The final one is the last one, and we need the article the here. Example, the last chapter of the book. He's reading the last chapter of the book. I need the last and the book. We need the 2 times here. He's reading the last chapter of the book. Let's practice. Is he reading the last chapter of the book? That's right, he's reading the last chapter of the book. Another example, he watched the last episode of the series. Again, the last and the series. The 2 times. He watched the last episode of the series. He finished the series. Let's practice. Did he watch the last episode of the series? That's right, he watched the last episode of the series. I cannot say he watched last episode. I need the. He watched the last episode. So remember, if you're talking about books, say chapter. And if you're talking about TV shows, say episode. We have 2 different words in English. And remember when we use last for the previous one, we say the last video, in the last video. We say for the last 3 months. We use the in these situations. But if you just say month, year, or week, no the. Last week, last month, last year. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes. So let's get started. And first I want to say, today we're learning English. We're not learning textbook English. We're not learning classroom English. We're learning real life English. And this is just wrong.
This right here is paper towel. This is paper towel. Can you describe this paper towel for me? This paper towel is white.
I cannot say this right here is paper towel. This is paper towel. We cannot say this. We say this is a roll of paper towels. Or I can say this. This is a paper towel. But this is paper towel? Let's look at the difference. This is a paper towel. It's one. It's singular, so I say a. This is a paper towel. But this is a roll of paper towels. Or how about these? These are paper towels. That sounds good. Let's say that. These are paper towels. I cannot say this is paper towel. Say these are paper towels. Let's practice. What are these? Are these paper towels? That's right, these are paper towels. Can I say this is a roll of paper towels? That's right, I can say this is a roll of paper towels. This is also not correct.
And this is a checked luggage or a checked suitcase because you check it in when you arrive at the airport.
This is a checked luggage or a checked suitcase? Okay, a checked suitcase. Suitcase is countable. I can have 1 suitcase and 2 suitcases. So if it's 1, I have to say a checked suitcase. But luggage is different. I cannot say a checked luggage. We cannot use a here because luggage is not countable. I cannot say 1 luggage and 2 luggages. So we cannot say a checked luggage. Just luggage with no a. Example, this is luggage. This is new luggage. I cannot say this is a new luggage. And it doesn't matter if it's one or two. It's not a countable word. We cannot use a. This is new luggage. Let's practice. Is this new luggage or old luggage? That's right. This is new luggage. So let's talk about these words. So we see suitcase is countable. I can have one suitcase and two suitcases. Luggage is not countable. So I cannot say a luggage or two luggages. And baggage is the same way. Baggage is not countable. I cannot say a baggage or two baggages. It's just baggage. Now let's talk about the difference between luggage and baggage. Baggage is the word you see on signs at the airport. The signs say baggage check, baggage claim, things like that. They use the word baggage at the airport on signs. When people talk, we normally don't use baggage. We say luggage. I forgot my luggage. Do people say I forgot my baggage? No, people use luggage. So if you're talking, use luggage. But when you go to the airport, you'll see baggage. But they're referring to the same thing. This is also not correct.
I'm gonna bring all my stuff and put it on the floor right here, and then I'll show you me packing my bags in.
I'll show you me packing my bags in? Packing my bags in? We cannot say this. We just say packing my bags. You cannot pack your bags in. Example, she's packing her bags. I cannot say she's packing her bags in, just she's packing her bags. Let's practice. What is she doing? Is she packing her bags? That's right, she's packing her bags. She must be going on a trip. And don't say this either.
So you guys can see I'm just taking out my clothes from my closet here. This right here is my closet. So I'm just taking out my clothes that I want and I'm putting it on my bed so that I can bring it to my suitcase. So
taking out my clothes from my closet? We don't say it like this. We say taking my clothes out of my closet. He's taking his clothes out of his closet. We don't say he's taking out his clothes from his closet. We say he's taking his clothes out of his closet. Use out of, not out from. Let's practice. Is he taking his clothes out of his closet? That's right, he's taking his clothes out of his closet. So we have these confusing prepositions. Out of or out from. Sometimes we say out of and sometimes we say out from. Keep watching until the end of this video to find out why and to practice more. Let's watch that clip again.
So you guys can see I'm just taking out my clothes from my closet here. This right here is my closet. So I'm just taking out my clothes that I want and I'm putting it on my bed so that I can bring it to my suitcase. So
I'm putting it on my bed so I can bring it to my suitcase? It? He's talking about clothes. When you talk about a plural noun, don't use it. Say them. So it should be I'm putting them on my bed so I can bring them to my suitcase. Not it, but them. Talking about clothes, he's putting them on his bed. This is also not correct.
And now I have to wash all this clothes first. So I think right now I'm gonna go throw this clothes in the washer so I could have it clean when I pack it away inside my suitcase. So
I have to wash all this clothes here? I'm gonna go throw this clothes in the washer? We cannot say this clothes. This is for singular nouns, but clothes is a plural noun. So I cannot say this clothes. I have to say these clothes. Let's look at the pronunciation. If I say this, I use the I sound like big, dish, this. And the S makes a real S sound with no vibration. S, this. This is for singular things. Example, this is my notebook. But if I talk about clothes, I cannot say this. I say these. We use the long E like green beans and the Z sound with voice and vibration like in zebra. These. These clothes is correct. Not this clothes, but these clothes. So he has to wash all these clothes here, And he's going to throw these clothes in the washer. Not this clothes, but these clothes. Let's practice. Does he have to wash all these clothes? That's right, he has to wash all these clothes. Is he going to throw these clothes in the washer? That's right, he's going to throw these clothes in the washer. Let's watch it again.
And now I have to wash all this clothes first. So I think right now I'm going to go throw this clothes in the washer so I can have it clean when I pack it away inside my suitcase.
So I can have it clean when I pack it away in my suitcase? Again, he's talking about clothes. We don't use it when referring to plural nouns. We don't say it, we say them. So it should be, so I can have them clean when I pack them away in my suitcase. Not it, but them. Thank you for watching, and keep watching for more. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
Like a garbage can, but I'll buy trash bags.
No, they have garbage can in there. Well, mine does.
Mine doesn't.
I just need bags.
They have garbage can in there? The word can is a countable noun. We have to say a. They have a garbage can in there. Altogether, they have a garbage can in there. I cannot say they have garbage can. I have to say they have a garbage can. Because it's a countable noun, and there's one of them. Example, they have a garbage can in there. Let's practice. Do they have a garbage can in there? That's right, they have a garbage can in there. And don't say this either.
Did you say you wanted slippers?
Yeah, I probably should get one.
I should probably get one? I should probably get one? Sure, but he's talking about slippers. Some slippers, not one slipper. If you're talking about slippers, shoes, or pants, something that's plural, say some. I should probably get some. Some jeans, some pajamas, some glasses, some slippers, but not one. One doesn't work here. Example, he's looking at the slippers and he thinks he should probably get some. Let's practice. What does he think? Does he think he should probably get some? That's right, he thinks he should probably get some. Not one, but some. This is also incorrect.
So we're buying toilet paper right now. So there are a bunch of packets of rolled toilet paper.
A bunch of packets of rolled toilet paper? Toilet paper does not come in a packet. It comes in a package, not a packet. This is a package of toilet paper, but not a packet. So what's a packet? This is a packet. This is a packet of ketchup. And this is a packet. This is a packet of sugar. So I can call these sugar packets or packets of sugar. And I can call these ketchup packets or packets of ketchup. These are packets. And this is a package of toilet paper, not a packet, but a package. Let's practice. Is this a package of toilet paper? That's right, this is a package of toilet paper. Are these ketchup packets? That's right, these are ketchup packets. Can I say these are packets of ketchup? That's right, you can say these are packets of ketchup. Are these sugar packets? That's right, these are sugar packets. Can I say these are packets of sugar? That's right, you can say these are packets of sugar. This is also not correct.
By the way, some people say caramel, some people say caramel. You can say it how you want, but I found majority of people say caramel.
I found majority of people say caramel. If you use the word majority, you have to say the. The majority of people say caramel. You cannot say, I found majority. I found majority of people. It's, I found the majority of people say caramel. And it's true. I think so too. I think the majority of people say caramel, not caramel. But we have to use the. The is important here with the word majority. The majority. This is also not correct.
Onion, we have onions as well. This right here is dumpling.
This one here is dumpling. Dumpling is a countable word. I have to say This one here is a dumpling. Or I can make it plural and say these are dumplings. But I cannot say this one here is dumpling. This one here is a dumpling. I need a because dumpling is a countable noun. You can have one dumpling or you can have two dumplings. Example, this is a dumpling. Let's practice. What is this? Is this a dumpling? That's right, this is a dumpling. I cannot say this one here is dumpling. This one here is a dumpling. This is also incorrect.
So we're done eating. This right here is our receipt. This is what we chose to eat. So we'll give this to them at the front and then they calculate our bill right here. So
that is not a receipt. He said he has to go to the front and they will calculate the bill. That means he hasn't paid yet. So what he has in his hand is a bill or the check, but not a receipt. A receipt is a thing they give you after you pay, not before you pay. What he has in his hand is the bill or the check, but not the receipt. So example, he's holding the check. He needs to go to the front and pay the check. Let's practice. Is he holding the check? That's right, he's holding the check. Does he need to go to the front and pay the check? That's right, he needs to go to the front and pay the check. And this person has already paid. So he has the receipt. Or I can use a possession, he has his receipt. Remember, the P is silent. He has his receipt. Because he's already paid, they gave him the proof of payment, that's a receipt. Let's practice. Does he have his receipt? That's right, he has his receipt. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to clear up some confusing vocabulary and pronunciation. So let's get started. First, this is not correct.
okay, these green things, these are called wheel chokes. So you put it behind a wheel and it'll stop it from moving. So a wheel choke. These are called wheel chokes. Wheel choke.
These are wheel chokes. These are not wheel chokes. Choke is a different word. This is choke. I'm choking myself. That is choke. And these are not wheel chokes. These are called wheel chocks. Let's look at the difference. The first word is choke. We see we have a silent E at the end. When you have a silent E at the end of a word, we know the previous vowel is long. So we need the O sound like Coke, Coca-Cola. O, like no and go, choke. And the second word is chalk. We have a CK. The CK is a double consonant that makes the previous vowel short. So we have the ah sound, like in socks and blocks. It's an open sound, ah. So it's pronounced chalks, chalks, wheel chalks. Not wheel chokes, but wheel chalks. These are wheel chalks, and you put them by the wheel to stop it from rolling. Let's practice. Are these wheel chalks? That's right, these are wheel chalks. Will they stop the wheel from rolling? That's right, hopefully they'll stop the wheel from rolling. You can also use chalk as a verb. Example, you need to chalk the wheels. You need to put wheel chocks next to the wheels to stop it from rolling. So you need to chalk the wheels to stop it from rolling. Let's practice. Do you need to chalk the wheels to stop it from rolling? That's right, you need to chalk the wheels to stop it from rolling. And this is choke, with a long O sound like Coke. Choke. Example, he's choking on something. He needs help. He can't breathe. He's choking on something. Let's practice. Is he choking on something? That's right, he's choking on something. We see with the verb choke, we use on as the preposition. He's choking on something. Not with something, but on. He's choking on something. He needs help. And we have this word. This word is chalk. It has a different spelling. It has the AL, where the L is silent. Chalk. It makes the aw sound like walk and talk. Chalk. This is a chalkboard. And you can write on a chalkboard. Let's practice. Is this a chalkboard? That's right, this is a chalkboard. Can you write on a chalkboard? That's right, you can write on a chalkboard. So we look at these three words that are very similar. The first word is choke. You choke on something. The second word is chalk. Wheel chalks, or you chalk the wheels. And the third word is chalk. The sound is in the back. Like walk and talk. Chalk. Chalk. Like a chalkboard. This is also not correct.
These are marshmallows, soft, sweet treats made from sugar, air, and gelatin. They're absolute deliciousness.
Gelatin? The word is not pronounced gelatine. It's pronounced gelatin. The last syllable, the last vowel, is not the long E like green beans. It's the short I like this is. It's more open. Not E, but I. Gelatin. So again, not gelatine, but gelatin. This is gelatin. Or you can call it Jello, because that's the common brand name. Jello or gelatin, but not gelatine. And gelatin is a popular dessert. Let's practice. Is gelatin a popular dessert? That's right, gelatin is a popular dessert. This is also not correct.
All of these are cupboards where you put stuff. Plates.
These are cupboards? These are not cupboards. These are drawers. Cupboards are different. Let's talk about the word cupboard. Pronunciation, it looks like cupboard, but it's not pronounced that way. It's pronounced cupboard. So the P is silent. Cub-erd. Use the sound like burger. Cupboard. Cupboard. It's countable. You can have one cupboard and two cupboards. Cupboards are cabinets. They have doors that you open and there are shelves inside. Cabinets are also called cupboards. But these are different. These are drawers. These are not cupboards. These are not cabinets. They're drawers. They slide open. You put things in them and they slide closed. These are drawers. Pronunciation. The DR makes a J sound like in juice and jump. Plus the R, J, jr, jr. Then we have the OR sound like more and door. Drawer. Drawer. These are drawers, not cupboards. Example. The top drawer is open. The one on top is called the top drawer. So the top drawer is open. Let's practice. Is the top drawer open or closed? That's right, the top drawer is open. Are these cupboards or drawers? That's right, these are drawers. This is also not correct.
In here, it's utensils, spoons, knives.
I cannot say in here, it's utensils. Utensils is plural, so I cannot say it's. We use there are to express existence. There are utensils. So example, in here, there are utensils. Not its utensils, but there are. In here, there are utensils. Or there are utensils in here. Either way. Let's practice. Are there utensils in here? That's right, there are utensils in here. Forks, spoons, knives, or you can say silverware. Now silverware is singular. I can say there is, or it's silverware. This is silverware. No S, so I can say it's. What is this? Is it silverware? That's right, it's silverware. This is also not correct.
These ones you could call cups. These ones you could call teacups.
These ones you can call cups? These are not cups. These are glasses. Because they're made of glass, we do not call them cups. We call them glasses. These are called glasses. Let's practice. What are these? Are these cups or glasses? That's right, these are glasses. Because they're made of glass. We don't call them cups. This is also not correct.
There's also cutlery to eat from, and there's a cup on the table.
There's also cutlery to eat from. When you talk about cutlery, or utensils, or silverware, we do not say you eat from silverware. You do not eat from cutlery. You do not eat from utensils. You eat with. You eat with cutlery. You eat with cutlery, not from. You can say from a plate. You can eat from a plate with silverware. This is correct. So we see these three words, cutlery, silverware, utensils. They're all referring to pretty much the same thing. So example, he's eating from a plate, and he's eating with silverware. Let's practice. Is he eating from a plate or a bowl? That's right, he's eating from a plate. And is he eating with silverware or his fingers? That's right, he's eating with silverware. Not from silverware, but with. This is also not correct.
Behind me is a window, and there on the window is curtains. That's what's on the window.
These on the window is curtains? I cannot say is curtains because curtains is plural. I have to say are. These on the window are curtains. Or in the window. You can say in the window or on the window. Both are used. So these are curtains in the window. Let's practice. Are these curtains in the window? That's right, these are curtains in the window. Pronunciation, curtains. This word has two pronunciations. I can say curtains or curtains, but don't say curtains. It's curtains with a real T, curtains. Or I can use a stop T and say stop the air, put the tongue up, curtains, and go directly to the N, curtains. So curtains or curtains. Both pronunciations are correct. First, this is not correct.
And these are the places you guys were most from last video. So comment again this video where you're from.
I cannot say comment again this video where you're from. And this is also not correct.
This is where you guys were from last video. Make sure to comment this video so I can see where you guys are from this time.
I cannot say make sure to comment this video. I need a preposition. So it's correct to say make sure to comment on this video or under this video or maybe below this video. But I need a preposition. I cannot say make sure to comment this video. So please, make sure to comment under this video. Tell me what you think. This is also not correct.
Look at this, it's very beautiful rocks.
I cannot say it's very beautiful rocks. If I say rocks, that's a plural noun. I cannot say it's. I have to say they are, these are, or those are. I cannot say it's very beautiful rocks. They are, contraction, they're. They're very beautiful rocks. Or these are. These are very beautiful rocks. But I cannot say it's. I cannot say it's very beautiful rocks. What do you think about these rocks? Are they very beautiful rocks? Very good. This is also not correct.
You see this? This is rain clouds. So it's gonna rain soon.
I cannot say this is rain clouds. Again, we have a plural noun, clouds. So I cannot say this is. I have to say these are. These are rain clouds. Let's practice. What are these? Are these rain clouds? That's right, these are rain clouds. Not this is rain clouds. These are rain clouds. This is also not correct.
And on the side, it's called river bank.
I cannot say on the side, it's called riverbank. Bank is a countable noun, so I need an article. I can say on the side, it's called a riverbank. Or I can use the. On the side, it's called the riverbank. I think a sounds better. It's called a riverbank, speaking about one in general. What is it called? It's called a riverbank. The side of a river is called a riverbank. I cannot say it's called riverbank. I need an article. Let's use a. It's called a riverbank. Let's practice. What is it called? Is it called a riverbank? That's right, it's called a riverbank. The side of a river is called a riverbank. This is also not correct.
And this is not the river to swim. It's another one that's way, way bigger. Way bigger.
I cannot say this is not the river to swim. I need a preposition. It's correct to say this is not the river to swim in. I put in at the end of the sentence. I have to put in at the end of the sentence. This is not the river to swim in. Example, this is not a good river to swim in. I need to say in. I cannot say this is not a good river to swim. No, I need in at the end. This is not a good river to swim in. It's too dirty. Let's practice. Is this a good river to swim in? That's right, this is not a good river to swim in. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. First, this is not correct.
Today, we are going to learn 15 English idioms naturally. The first idiom we are going to learn is hit the road straight. Okay, so to take a rain check, that's an idiom. Another idiom is to have a sweet tooth. And with that, you'll be able to hear phrases, idioms, native conversations.
Idiom? Another idiom? We cannot pronounce a word like this. We do not pronounce it idiom. It's pronounced differently. Let's listen to some real teachers pronouncing this word correctly.
So I just popped out of work for a minute to make this English lesson for you about idioms you can use to talk about work. The first idiom I want to teach you is to roll up your sleeves.
And today I'm going to teach you 10 English idioms for talking about problems and difficulties. Speaking of problems, idioms like these can be a problem when you're learning English.
Fear no more, because in this video we'll go over 10 idioms with the verb to come. Our first idiom is to come apart at the seams.
I'm Arnell from Arnell's Everyday English, and today we're going to look at the top 10 color idioms you can use to speak about an office environment. First, what is an idiom? Piece of cake.
This is also not correct.
We just got back home, so we got all the shopping. You see, we got all the shopping in the back here, so got all the shopping out of the car now. So let's head in. Okay, let's unpack all of this shopping here.
All of this shopping here? Shopping is not groceries. Groceries are groceries. So you can say all of these groceries here, but not all of this shopping here. All of these groceries. Example, look at all these groceries. There are a lot of groceries here. Let's practice. Are there a lot of groceries here? That's right, there are a lot of groceries here. Not shopping, but groceries. This is also not correct.
You have your laundry in there right now?
Washing, yeah.
Okay. How long is left, do you know?
I cannot say how long is left. If you're waiting for the laundry to finish, I cannot say how long is left. We say how much time is left, or how much longer. So if you're waiting for something, you can ask the question, how much time is left, or how much longer. Let's practice. You're waiting for the laundry. What's the question? That's right. How much time is left, or how much longer. But not how long is left. We cannot say this. This is also not correct.
What are you doing right now?
Just tightening the hose onto the faucet.
Okay, turn the water on now.
I cannot say tightening the hose onto the faucet. The verb is pronounced tighten, not tightening. We cannot pronounce the T as a fast D. The word is pronounced two different ways. You can say tighten and make a real T, tighten, or you can make a stop T, tight, and then go to the N, tighten, tightening. Remember the verb tighten. It means to make something tight. You can tighten a hose onto the faucet. Example, he's tightening the hose. Or he's tightening the hose. But I cannot say he's tightening the hose. Don't use a fast D. Example, he's tightening the hose onto the faucet. Let's practice. Is he tightening the hose onto the faucet? That's right, he's tightening the hose onto the faucet. This is also not correct.
Do you have the ketchup over there?
You mean the tomato sauce? Yeah, I got it here.
Pass. Thanks.
I cannot just say pass. Pass? We cannot say this. You have to say the name of the object you want the other person to pass. Example, pass the ketchup, pass the salt. This is correct, but you cannot just say pass. Example, he's passing the ketchup. Let's practice. Is he passing the ketchup? That's right, he's passing the ketchup. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. First, this is not correct.
Yeah, so this is the last tower room. The roof on this one is very low, like.
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost touching the roof on this place. But yeah, this is the last tower room.
Wow.
The roof is very low. I'm almost touching the roof. He's not talking about the roof, he's talking about the ceiling. So what is the difference? What's the difference between the ceiling and the roof? Can they be the same thing? No, I think they're different. He was talking about the ceiling. Let's hear a real teacher explain it.
I did want to review that when you look up, when you are in a building, what you see above you is called the ceiling. I will talk about roof a little bit later. A roof is what you see on the outside of a building. But when you look up, if you look up right now, I'm assuming you are all inside. What you see above your head is called the ceiling.
Let's hear some examples.
They had you up on the roof?
Joey is having a secret Days of Our Lives party up on the roof, and he sent you guys to the play to get rid of you.
Bob, I saw how hard you struggled to get on the roof earlier.
And his eyes closed, and he looked up at the ceiling.
There it is, on the ceiling.
How do I stick to the ceiling?
Oh my God, look at the ceiling.
So we see, if we're talking about the part that's inside your house, that's the ceiling. And if you're talking about the part that's outside, that's the roof. So the ceiling is interior and the roof is exterior. That's the difference. Pretty clear. So, example, the ceiling is very low. He's almost touching the ceiling. Let's practice. Is the ceiling very low? That's right, the ceiling is very low. Is he almost touching the ceiling? That's right, he's almost touching the ceiling. And this is a roofer. He's working on the roof. That's why he's called a roofer. Let's practice. Is he a roofer? That's right, he's a roofer. Is he working on the ceiling or the roof? That's right, he's working on the roof. First, this is not correct.
And they usually fix roads when there are potholes and other things like that. And this is tar. These vehicles are carrying tar in the back of their tanks.
I cannot say these vehicles are carrying tar in the back of their tanks. They're not carrying tar in the back of their tanks. They're carrying tar in the back in their tanks, not in the back of their tanks. If I say in the back of their tanks, that means not in the front of their tanks, only in the back of their tanks? That doesn't work. So you can say these vehicles are carrying tar in the back in their tanks. Not in the back of their tanks. That's different. Let's practice. Are these vehicles carrying tar in the back in their tanks? That's right. These vehicles are carrying tar in the back in their tanks. So let's talk about in the back of. Example, this is baking soda, and I put baking soda in the back of my refrigerator. It's in the back part of the refrigerator. It's not in the front of the refrigerator where I can see it easily. It's in the back of the refrigerator. That's when we say in the back of. I keep the baking soda in the back of the refrigerator. Let's practice. Do you keep baking soda in the back of the refrigerator? Very good. And don't say this either.
This is a self-service pump, which means you need to fuel the car yourself.
You need to fuel the car yourself? Don't say that. Say you need to fill up the car yourself. So if it's a self-service pump, that means you need to fill up the car yourself. Let's practice. If it's a self-service pump, do you need to fill up the car yourself? That's right. If it's a self-service pump, you need to fill up the car yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. This is also not correct.
You can see there are different fuel grades such as diesel, regular, mid-grade, and premium.
There are different fuel grades such as diesel, regular, mid-grade, and premium? Wait a second. Fuel grades? Diesel is not a fuel grade. It's a different kind of fuel. The three fuel grades are regular, mid-grade, and premium. These are grades of fuel. But diesel is not a grade of fuel, it's a different kind of fuel. Do not put diesel in a regular car. Only use diesel if you have a diesel engine. So you have three grades of gasoline, and then you have a different kind of fuel. which is diesel fuel. So let's practice. We have regular gasoline, we have mid-grade gasoline, and we have premium gasoline. Are these three different grades of fuel? That's right, these are three different grades of fuel. There are three different grades of gasoline. They're all gasoline. But this is different. This is not a grade of fuel. What is this? Is this diesel fuel? That's right, this is diesel fuel. It's only for a diesel engine. Let's watch another one.
Let's try some of these cherries. So, got the cherries from the house.
I got the cherries from the house. What is he talking about? We just saw him pick the cherries from the tree. He didn't get the cherries from the house. He got the cherries from the tree. We saw him do it. Let's practice. Did he get the cherries from the house or from the tree? That's right, he got the cherries from the tree. This is also not correct.
So yeah, you guys can see this is the bubble wrap, and I know it's a lot of fun for kids to like pop this.
It's a lot of fun for kids like pop this. We need to say to. It's a lot of fun for kids to pop this. It's bubble wrap, and it's a lot of fun for kids to pop it, to pop this. We need to. Let's practice. This is bubble wrap. Is it a lot of fun for kids to pop it? That's right, it's a lot of fun for kids to pop it. This is also not correct.
I'm washing a cup. Wash. I've just washed the cup. After you wash a cup, you could put it here for it to dry.
I have just washed the cup. He did not wash a cup. He washed a glass. We have to call it a glass because it's made of glass. That's the material. If it's made of glass, you have to call it a glass. You cannot call it a cup. A cup can be made of plastic, metal, even wood, but not glass. He washed a glass, not a cup. What did he wash? Did he wash a cup or a glass? That's right, he washed a glass. This is also not correct.
And what is one of your favorite hobbies to do? What do you like doing on your free time?
I literally can only sleep.
You hear that?
What do you like doing on your free time? We cannot say on your free time. We have to say in your free time. So the question should be, what do you like doing in your free time? I like watching movies in my free time. What about you? What do you like doing in your free time? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you like doing in your free time. And remember, say in your free time, not on your free time. This is also not correct.
If you guys want to see mini vlogs of comprehensible input, make sure to follow my English Instagram.
The word is not pronounced comprehensible input. It's not pronounced comprehensible input. Comprehensible? It should be comprehensible. Comprehensible. People like learning English through comprehensible input. What about you? Do you like learning English through comprehensible input? Very good. This is also not correct.
Peacock, duck wants food, so let's give it some food real quick. This is corn or the duck. The duck is eating corn.
Duck wants food? The duck is eating corn? I cannot say duck wants food. If I talk about more than one, I can say ducks. Ducks want food in general. But if it's specific, we say the duck. The duck wants food. And that's what he's talking about. He's talking about one specific duck. The duck wants food. But wait a minute. It's not a duck. It's a goose. So it should be the goose wants food. Because that's not a duck. That's a goose. This is a Toulouse goose. Let's watch a clip. So, for one, we say goose, a goose. But if you have two, you say geese. These are geese. I know they're geese because how they talk. They honk. That's how I know they're geese. Geese honk. And this is a duck. One duck, two ducks. And how do I know they're ducks? Because of how they talk. They say quack, quack. They don't honk. They quack. Ducks quack. And geese honk. Let's practice. Do geese quack or do geese honk? That's right. Geese honk like this. That's a goose. That's the sound of a goose. And what about ducks? Do ducks honk or do ducks quack? That's right. Ducks quack like this. Quack, 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 quack. Ducks quack. That's the sound they make when they try to talk. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. First, this is not correct.
We're in the city now and I'm gonna go to my appointment. This is cars.
I cannot say this is cars. This is for something singular. This is a car. But if I say cars, I cannot say this is. I have to say these are. These are cars. Not this is cars, but these are cars. Pronunciation. Make the long E sound like green beans. E, these, plus the Z sound like zebra. These. These are cars. Let's practice. Are these cars? That's right. These are cars. This is also not correct.
And this is like a bike park. You just park your bike here. Bike.
A bike park? This is not a bike park. This is called a bike rack. Again, not a bike park, but a bike rack. Pronunciation, rack. Use the short A sound like black cat. Not rock like rock and roll, but rack like black cat. This is a bike rack, not a bike park. Example, you can chain your bike to the bike rack. Let's practice. Can you chain your bike to the bike rack? That's right, you can chain your bike to the bike rack. This is also not correct.
This is a bike park. You park bikes here. Bikes.
This is not a bike park either. These are parking spaces for motorcycles. It's not called a bike park. They're parking spaces for motorcycles. Let's practice. Are these parking spaces for motorcycles? That's right, these are parking spaces for motorcycles, not a bike park. This is also not correct.
This is a parking space and the parking space is empty. No one's there. This is a parking space, but it's full. A car is there.
I cannot say the parking space is full. The parking lot can be full, but the parking space is not full. The parking space is taken. So again, if you talk about a parking lot, you can say the parking lot is full. But if you talk about the space, the parking space or the parking spot, we don't say full, we say taken or occupied. Let's practice. Is the parking lot full? That's right, the parking lot is full. Let's talk about the parking space. Is the parking space taken? That's right, you cannot park there because the parking space is already taken. Not full, but taken. This is also not correct.
Yeah. This is called refrigerators or shorter fridges. This is also a fridge. This is where you keep cool things.
I cannot say this is called refrigerators or shorter fridges. I cannot say this is called because they're plural. Refrigerators, fridges. I cannot say this is called. I have to say these are. These are called refrigerators or shorter fridges. Again, these are called refrigerators. Let's practice. What are these called? Are these called refrigerators? That's right, these are called refrigerators. But what if there's one? Then I can say this is called, but I have to say This is called a refrigerator. Let's practice. Is this called a refrigerator? That's right, this is called a refrigerator. This is also not correct.
Okay, so I got all the shopping. I just went to the store, I got the shopping. Here it is. To get your shopping, you put it in your shopping cart.
I cannot say get your shopping or I got all my shopping. I got all the shopping. We don't use get when you talk about shopping. You can say do, You can do the shopping, or you can do your shopping. You can do all the shopping, but not get. So example, she's doing the shopping. She's not getting the shopping, she's doing the shopping. Let's practice. Is she doing the shopping? That's right, she's doing the shopping. Now let's practice in the past. Do in the past, did. She did all the shopping. She did all the shopping for the whole week. Not get. I cannot say she got all the shopping. I use do in the past, did. She did all the shopping for the whole week. Let's practice. Did she do all the shopping for the whole week? That's right, she did all the shopping for the whole week. So when can I use get or got? If I talk about the things, the groceries, you can use get. I got the groceries. I got all the groceries, but not I got the shopping. She got all the groceries. She got her groceries. You can say that. This is also not correct.
In front of me here, this is called a motorbike. You call it a motorbike or a bike, and he's riding in front of me. Not behind, in front. He's in front, and I am behind him.
In front, behind, okay, but in front is not one word. It's two words. In front. And we also use of, in front of, three separate words. And behind, with behind, there's no of, just behind. Example, he's standing in front of his car. In front of. He's standing in front of his car. Three separate words, in front of. And his car is behind him. Not behind of him, just behind him. Let's practice. Is he standing in front of his car? That's right, he's standing in front of his car. So when you hear it, it sounds like one word, in front of, but it's three words, in front of. And where's his car? Is his car behind him? That's right, his car is behind him. This is also not correct.
I got the yogurt glass cup.
A glass cup? If it's made of glass, it's a glass. It's not a cup. It could be a glass mug, we can say that, but not a glass cup. Cups are not made of glass. So we can call this a glass or a glass mug, but not a glass cup. Let's practice. Is this called a glass? That's right, this is called a glass. Can you call it a glass mug? That's right, you can call it a glass mug too, because it has that handle. That's why we call it a mug. This is also not correct.
These are sandals, or you could call them slides, because they just slide in.
You can call them slides because they just slide in? They don't slide in, they slide on. Slides slide on. They slide on your feet. And you slide your feet in the slides. You slide your feet in the slides, and the slides slide on your foot. So I can say, you call them slides because they just slide on, not they just slide in. So these are called slides. Do they slide on? Do they slide on your feet? That's right, they slide on. Or I can say they slide on your feet. So these are slides. You can slide your feet in the slides. Your feet slide in. They slide in the slides. Let's practice. Can you slide your feet in the slides? That's right, you can slide your feet in the slides. They're easy to put on. No laces. This is also not correct.
You could see this, all this is dark clouds.
I cannot say all this is dark clouds. Again, clouds is plural, so I cannot say all this is. I have to say all these are. All these are dark clouds. Let's practice. What are all these? Are all these dark clouds? That's right, all these are dark clouds. No white clouds, they're all dark clouds. This is also not correct.
Yeah, I remember I was walking with my flip-flops going up towards the main road and my slide fell off. The first step I took, I stepped into one of those thorns.
I cannot say I stepped into one of those thorns. I cannot use into. I have to say on. I stepped on one of those thorns. This is a thorn. And you don't step into the thorn, you step on the thorn. And it hurts. It hurts when you step on a thorn. Let's practice. Does it hurt when you step on a thorn? That's right. It hurts when you step on a thorn. Not step into a thorn, but step on a thorn. We have to use on. This is also not correct.
I really want to make tres leches, or 3 milks. It's a really popular dessert that's delicious. I made it one time. I'm going to ask ChatGPT for a recipe on how I can make tres leches, or 3 milks.
Make tres leches, or 3 milks? We cannot say 3 milks. Milk is not countable. It would be 3 kinds of milk, but not 3 milks. So let's talk about this. What is tres leches? It's a cake. And we don't call it tres leches, we call it tres leches cake. Can you call it 3 milk cake? Well, according to the grammar rules, you can, but we don't. We don't call it 3 milk cake. We use the Spanish name and we call it tres leches cake, or tres leches cake, depending on your pronunciation. So this is the cake. This is a tres leches cake. Not a 3 milks, not a 3 milks cake, and not a 3 milk cake. It's a tres leches cake. If you want to explain what it is, you can say, oh, it's made up of 3 different kinds of milk. But it's called a tres leches cake. Let's practice. Have you ever tried tres leches cake? It's really good. You should try it. It's made up of 3 different kinds of milk. And it has fruit on top, usually. This is also not correct.
This tree is dead. You could see there's no leaves and no life on it, but it's really nice to get back to nature sometimes, because this cow is laying on the road. And same with these calves. And these calves are standing. How you doing, boys?
I cannot say leaves, and I cannot say calves. There's no word leaves, and there's no word calves. It's 1 leaf and 2 leaves, or 1 calf and 2 calves. Let's talk about calf. This is 1 calf. It's the back part of your lower leg. This is your calf, or you have 2 calves. Not calves, but calves. The L is silent, and we pronounce the V sound with vibration, plus the Z sound like zebra. Together, calves. You have 2 calves. And these are calves too. You have 1 calf and 2 calves. They're baby cows. Same word, 2 different meanings. So we have these words where we change the F to a V and add ES. Keep watching to practice more. First, this is not correct.
Unfortunately, I don't have any ice or anything, but if I put it in the fridge, it'll cool down. And now we'll let that cool down.
It'll cool down? Let that cool down? He's talking about lemonade. It's not hot, so we cannot use the phrasal verb cool down. Cool down is a phrasal verb to talk about something that is hot or warm changing to a cooler temperature. Example, a hot pan. It's hot, don't touch it. Let it cool down. Or I can use the phrasal verb cool off. It's hot, don't touch it. Let it cool off. If you take something hot out of the oven, you let it cool off, or you let it cool down. That's what the phrasal verb is used for. He's talking about putting lemonade in a refrigerator. We do not use the phrasal verb cool off or cool down here. We say chill. You chill the lemonade in the refrigerator. You change it from room temperature to a colder temperature. That's to chill. Example, the pan is hot. Before you touch it, do you need to let it cool down? That's right, before you touch it, you need to let it cool down. Or I can use the phrasal verb cool off. Does it need to cool off? That's right, it needs to cool off before you touch it. It's hot right now. Now let's talk about lemonade. First you make the lemonade, then you put it in the refrigerator so it'll be cold later when you drink it. That is to chill. You need to chill the lemonade before you drink it. Let's practice. Do you need to chill the lemonade before you drink it? That's right, you need to chill the lemonade before you drink it. Everybody likes cold lemonade. This is also not correct.
Yo, when something tastes good, what do you say after? What's an expression, a very popular English expression that you say?
You could say that hit the spot.
Exactly. So if something tastes very good, very delicious, if you enjoyed eating it.
The expression that hit the spot does not mean something tasted delicious. It means you ate the right amount of food. You're not full anymore, and you're not too full. You're not stuffed. You ate the right amount of food. The perfect portion. That's when we use the expression that hit the spot. It does not mean the food was delicious. They are two different ideas. Imagine you had a small snack, and it was the perfect amount of food that you needed. Now you feel better. So you say, that hit the spot. Let's practice. Did that hit the spot? That's right, that hit the spot. I'm not talking about the taste of the food. I'm not saying it was delicious. I'm just saying it was the right amount. This is also not correct.
This is my favorite comment from last video.
This is my favorite comment from last video. I cannot say from last video. Because the word video is countable, I have to use an article. I can say the. This is my favorite comment from the last video. Or I can use possessive and say my. This is my favorite comment from my last video. But I cannot say this is my favorite comment from last video. We need a modifier. We need to use the or my. Example, this is his favorite comment from the last video. Let's practice. Is this his favorite comment from the last video? That's right, this is his favorite comment from the last video. This is also not correct.
This is banana muffin shape. It's the shape of a muffin.
This is banana muffin shape. First, shape is countable. I have to say This is a banana muffin shape. Or better, this is a muffin shape. But this is not a muffin shape. This is called a muffin tin. A muffin shape would be the shape of a muffin. But this is just a muffin tin. It's the thing you cook muffins in. And not just banana muffins, all muffins. This is a muffin tin. And this is a muffin shape. The shape of a muffin, I guess. But this is a muffin tin. You make muffins in a muffin tin. Let's practice. Do you make muffins in a muffin tin? That's right, you make muffins in a muffin tin. So remember, if you say shape, you have to say a muffin shape. But if I say something is in good shape, there is no article. We do not say it is in a good shape. But if you're talking about an actual form, then it is countable. We say a shape. Example, this is an hourglass shape. It's in the shape of an hourglass. This is an hourglass shape. This is also not correct.
So this is the bread he made, and you can see it's rising nicely. Rising is when it comes up.
This is the bread he made? This is not bread. This is called dough. Dough and bread are not the same thing. Before you cook it, it's dough. And after you cook it, it's called bread. You cannot refer to dough as bread because it's not bread yet. It's still dough. It hasn't been cooked yet. So this is the dough he made, not the bread he made. Let's practice. Is this the dough he made? That's right, this is the dough he made. Pronunciation, dough. Make the long O like no and go, and the GH is silent. Dough. Let's watch another clip.
So now I'm gonna go get lemons to make a lemonade. And we have a lemon tree that has the best lemons to make lemonade with. So now I'm just gonna go over there, get those lemons, we'll make the lemonade.
Okay, I heard make a lemonade, I heard make lemonade, and I heard make the lemonade. What's the difference? Well, the first one is not correct. I cannot say make a lemonade. You can say a lemonade if you order it in a restaurant because it's one glass, it's one unit. Can I have a lemonade and a Coke? In this case, these words are countable. We say a. But if you're making a pitcher of lemonade at home, it's not a lemonade, it's just lemonade. You make lemonade, just like you make tea. You don't make a tea. If you order it in a restaurant, you can say, can I have a tea? If you're making it at home, these words are not countable. You make lemonade, you make tea, you make coffee. No articles. Okay, what about make the lemonade? This is correct when you're referring to something that you already mentioned. So if I say, I'm going to make lemonade, The first time I mention it, there's no article. Then I say, would you like some of the lemonade I made? In that case, we use the. Let's practice. Is he going to make lemonade? That's right, he's going to make lemonade. Would you like some of the lemonade that he's going to make? Very good. And is he going to make the lemonade now or later? That's right, he's going to make the lemonade now. This is also not correct.
Difference between a lemon and a lime. Lime is small and green. Lemon is like this. It's bigger and yellow.
I cannot say lime is small and green. Lemon is like this, it's bigger and yellow. Lime and lemon are countable words. I have to use articles. So I have to say a lime. A lime is small and green. And a lemon is like this. It's bigger and yellow. Remember, a lime and a lemon. I cannot just say lime and lemon. I cannot say lime is green, lemon is yellow. I have to say a lime. A lime is green and a lemon is yellow. Or I can make these words plural and say limes are green and lemons are yellow. Let's practice. What color are limes? That's right, limes are green. And what color are lemons? That's right, lemons are yellow. This is also not correct.
And when the fries are done, you want to put them in a plate with paper towel. I don't have paper towel, I just have these napkins, so.
When the fries are done, you want to put them in a plate? Put them in a plate with paper towel? Put them in a plate with paper towel? We don't say in a plate, we say on. A plate is flat. You put them on a plate. With paper towel? Towel is countable. I have to use an article. With a paper towel, or maybe more than one. With paper towels. But I cannot say with paper towel. You put them on a plate with paper towels. Let's talk about put 'em. Put 'em. What is put 'em? It's put them. We make a reduction. We say put 'em. The T changes to a fast D. Put 'em, put 'em. And you hear instead of them. Put 'em. Put 'em on a plate. Not put 'em in a plate. You can put 'em in a bowl, but you cannot put 'em in a plate. It's on. Put 'em on a plate with paper towels. Not with paper towel, but with paper towels. So after you fry potatoes, should you put them on a plate with paper towels? That's right, you should put them on a plate with paper towels. This is also not correct.
I don't have paper towel, I just have these napkins, so.
I don't have paper towel, I just have napkins? Okay, napkins, you put the S. I just have napkins. What about paper towel? It's countable too. I have to say I don't have paper towels or I don't have a paper towel. Remember, the word towel is countable. We need to use an article or make it plural. Example, he doesn't have a paper towel. He only has napkins. Let's practice. Does he have a paper towel? That's right, he doesn't have a paper towel. He only has napkins. And don't say this either.
Okay, now let's have a mini quiz. Just 5 questions of what we learned today. Okay, what is this called?
5 questions of what we learned today? We don't use of here. We use from or about. 5 questions from what we learned today, or 5 questions about what we learned today. We don't use of. Can you say questions of? Sure. You can say it was a question of faith. If I say it's a question of faith, I'm talking about whether the person had faith or not. That's a question of. But this is different. This is information, so we use from or about. So he's going to ask 5 questions about what they learned today. Or I can use from. He's going to ask 5 questions from what they learned today. I think about is the best one, but don't say of. I cannot say he's going to ask 5 questions of what they learned today. Use from or about. Let's practice. Is he going to ask 5 questions about what they learned today? That's right. He's going to ask 5 questions about what they learned today. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. First, this is not correct.
Up here is the roof. This is called the roof.
This is called the roof? He's not looking at a roof. He's not pointing to the roof. He's pointing to the ceiling. It's not the roof, it's the ceiling. They're 2 different things. First, let's talk about the ceiling. The ceiling is what you see in the room. You see 4 walls, and if you look up, you see the ceiling. That's what he's looking at. That's what he's indicating. It's the ceiling. Example, this is a vaulted ceiling. That's what it's called. It's called a vaulted ceiling. Let's practice. Is this a vaulted ceiling? That's right, this is a vaulted ceiling. What about the roof? This is the roof. The roof is on top. It's outside. It's on top of your house, outside. That is the roof. Example, the roof has shingles. The things that you put on the roof, those are called shingles. So the roof has shingles. Let's practice. Does this roof have shingles? That's right, the roof has shingles. So again, this is a ceiling, and this is a roof. They're different. This is also not correct.
This is carpets. Carpet.
This is carpets. First, it's singular, carpet. But it's different. A carpet is when it's installed into the floor and it goes from wall to wall. That's carpet. But he's talking about a rug. He's pointing to a rug. That's not a carpet. It's called a rug. Example, they're installing carpet. This is carpet. It's installed and it goes from wall to wall. They're installing carpet. Let's practice. What are they doing? Are they installing carpet? That's right, they're installing carpet. And this is a rug. Not a carpet, not carpets, but a rug. It's countable. There's a rug in the kitchen. Let's practice. Is there a rug in the kitchen? That's right, there's a rug in the kitchen. Remember pronunciation, use the short sound like cup and up. Rug. Not rag, but rug. This is a rag. We see the letter A makes the sound like black cat. This is a dish rag. I use it to wash dishes. This is a dish rag, and this is a rug. There's a rug in the kitchen. Let's practice. Is this a rag or a rug? That's right, this is a rag. It's a dish rag. And what is this? Is this a rag or a rug? That's right, this is a rug, not a carpet. First, this is not correct.
My shoes that you wear on your feet is outside, so let's go get them.
My shoes that you wear on your feet is outside? We cannot say this. The most important thing is the verb. I cannot say is. I'm talking about shoes. There are more than one. Shoes are, not shoes is. So my shoes that you wear on your feet, let's change that. My shoes that I wear on my feet are outside. Remember, you cannot use is, you have to say are. So it's correct to say my shoes that I wear on my feet are outside. Or I can say the shoes. The shoes that you wear on your feet are outside. This is also correct. So let's talk about his shoes. His shoes that he wears on his feet are outside. Let's practice. Where are his shoes? That's right, his shoes are outside. Let's talk about his shoes. Are these his shoes that he wears on his feet? That's right, we're talking about the shoes that he wears on his feet. They're outside. This is also not correct.
But look at this. This is lemons. This is called weeds, but all this is weeds. Weeds and grass together. This is red flowers.
I cannot say this is lemons. And I cannot say this is called weeds. All this is weeds. This is red flowers. I cannot say this is when I have plural nouns. I have to say these are. I can say these are lemons. These are called weeds. All these are weeds. And these are red flowers. I cannot say this is because I'm using plural nouns in the plural form. Let's practice. What are these? Are these lemons? That's right, these are lemons. Pronunciation. Make sure you make the long E sound like green beans, these, plus the Z sound like in zebra and zipper, z with a voice. These are lemons. And what are these? Are these called weeds? That's right, these are called weeds. And I can say, all these are weeds. Let's practice. Are all these weeds? That's right, all these are weeds. And what are these? Are these red flowers? That's right, these are red flowers. This is also not correct.
This is called a leaf. A leaf. Trees have leaves.
Trees have leaves? Leaves? We cannot say leaves. The singular form is leaf, but the plural form is not leaves, it's leaves. We use the letter V and pronounce it v, plus the S, making a Z sound like in zebra. Leaves. One leaf with the F sound with no voice. One leaf and two leaves. I cannot say leaves. The word is leaves. So example, trees have leaves. That's true. Most trees have leaves. Some have needles, but most trees have leaves. Let's practice. Do most trees have leaves? That's right. Most trees have leaves. So remember these plurals. One leaf, two leaves. One knife, two knives. Again, with the V sound plus the Z sound like in zebra. Knives. One wife, two wives. One wolf and two wolves. These are just a few examples of this pattern. This is also not correct.
We're looking for machete to cut down the forest over there because it's really thick.
I cannot say we're looking for a machete. Machete is a countable noun, so we have to use an article. We use the article a, one in general. We're looking for a machete. Or I can say the. We're looking for the machete. If I say the machete, that's a specific one that you already know about. And if I say a machete, that's one in general that you don't know about. But we need an article, either a machete or the machete. So example, he's looking for a machete. Let's practice. What is he looking for? Is he looking for a machete? That's right, he's looking for a machete. Pronunciation, machete, machete. The CH makes a soft sh sound, like in fish, mush. And then eddy. The T makes a fast D, machete. This is a machete. And that's what he's looking for, a machete. This is also not correct.
Hopefully you learned something. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe if you already haven't. And if you want to learn a word,
make sure to like, follow, and subscribe if you already haven't. We cannot say this. We cannot say if you already haven't. We can switch the position and say if you haven't already. This works. So yeah, please like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't already. But we cannot say if you already haven't. This doesn't work. We can also use yet. If you haven't yet. So I can say please like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't yet. So whether you say already or yet, you have to put it at the end of the sentence. If you haven't already, or if you haven't yet, you can say it like this. But you cannot say if you already haven't. This doesn't work. This is also not correct.
I am cutting is in the present, happening right now. I'm cutting the tree.
I'm cutting the tree. We cannot pronounce the word this way. We cannot say I'm cutting the tree. It's pronounced cutting. Move the stress to the first syllable, cut. Not cutting, but cutting. And in America, we change the T to a fast D when it's between vowels, like this. Cutting, cutting. Not cutting, but cutting. You can say, I'm cutting the tree. Example, he's cutting the tree. Let's practice. Is he cutting the tree? That's right, he's cutting the tree. Or if it's like this, we use a phrasal verb, cut down. So I can say he's cutting down the tree. Or in the past, he cut down. He cut down the tree. In the present, cut. In the past, cut. It doesn't change. So in the past, I say he cut down the tree. Let's practice. Did he cut down the tree? That's right, he cut down the tree. I cannot just say he cut the tree. No, he cut down the tree. It's different. This is also not correct.
A window with sun coming in. Sofa that you sit on.
Window with sun coming in. Sofa that you sit on. Window and sofa are both countable nouns. We need articles. I have to say a window. A window with sun coming in. And sofa, I cannot just say sofa, I say a sofa. A sofa that you sit on. Example, this is a window. This is a window with sun coming in. Let's practice. Is this a window with sun coming in? That's right, this is a window with sun coming in. And this is a sofa that you sit on. Let's practice. Is this a sofa that you sit on? That's right, this is a sofa that you sit on. This is also not correct.
And as I say these words, and as you hear the words throughout the video, try to pronounce it, say the word to practice your pronunciation, and also try to remember the word. If you already knew them, hopefully you learned new words or other words, and hopefully you also practice saying the words and pronunciation.
Pronunciation? The word is pronounced pronunciation. We see the letter U there between the N's, right? That's a short sound like cup and up. Pronun, pronun. So the two first vowels are the same sound. Pr, n. Closed and relaxed. Pr-n, pr-n. Pronunciation. Not pronunciation. The verb is pronounce. You pronounce the word this way, you pronounce the word that way. But the noun is pronunciation. With a short sound. Pronun, pronunciation. Don't say pronunciation, say pronunciation. Example, she wants to improve her pronunciation. So she's practicing. She's practicing to improve her pronunciation. Let's practice. Does she want to improve her pronunciation? That's right, she wants to improve her pronunciation. Is she practicing to improve her pronunciation? That's right, she's practicing to improve her pronunciation. Thank you for watching, and keep watching for more. First, don't say this.
This is a dog, an animal. The dog's color is beige.
The dog's color is beige? We don't say this. We say the dog is beige. We don't use the word color when we talk about colors. We use it in a question. I say, what color is the dog? And the answer, the dog is beige. The dog is light brown. But don't say the dog's color is beige. Example, the table is black. We don't say the table's color is black. We just say the table is black. And we don't say the table has a black color. Don't use the word color when giving a color. Just say the name of the color. The table is black. Let's practice. What color is the table? That's right, the table is black. What color is the dog? That's right, the dog is beige, or the dog is light brown. This is also not correct.
These are lemons, and this is a car.
These are lemons, but he's holding one lemon. You cannot say these are lemons if you're only holding one of them. You have to say this is a lemon. Lemons are countable, so we use the article a. This is a lemon. These are not lemons because there's only one. These are lemons. There are more than one, so these are lemons. And this is a lemon. Let's practice. Are these lemons? That's right, these are lemons. Is this a lemon? That's right, this is a lemon. And don't say this either.
You could also call this a pond. It's a pond of water.
It's a pond of water? We don't say this because it's a pond. It's always water. We don't say it's a pond of water. We don't say it's a river of water. We don't say it's a lake of water. And we don't say it's an ocean of water. These things are always water. So we just say it's a pond, it's a river, it's a lake, and it's an ocean. We don't use the word water. What about puddle? Okay, you can say a puddle of water, because maybe it's not water, maybe it's a puddle of blood or something else. Okay, that's possible, but not a pond. A pond is always water. So don't say it's a pond of water. That sounds crazy. It's a pond. So what is a pond? A pond is a small lake. This is a pond. There's a pond at the park. Let's practice. Is this a pond? That's right, this is a pond. Is there a pond at the park? That's right, there's a pond at the park. This is also incorrect.
He found out the best angle to film the scene. He found out the best angle.
We cannot say he found out a good angle. We cannot use the phrasal verb find out in the past found out. We have to use the verb find in the past found with no out. He found a good angle. He found it. He was looking for it and he found it. We cannot say he found out. He found a good angle. Let's practice. Did he find a good angle? That's right, he found a good angle. So how do we use find out? Find out is for information. When you discover information, you find out something. It's not about looking for something and locating it, it's information. Example, he found out about his friend. Information about his friend. He found out that his friend was sick. Again, information. He received information. That's find out in the past found out. Let's practice. Did he find out about his friend? That's right, he found out about his friend. Did he find out that his friend was sick? That's right, he found out that his friend was sick. And this is not correct either.
And the great thing about this strategy, it's very simple. It's just 3 steps to follow.
It's just 3 steps to follow? I cannot say it's just 3 steps to follow. Because I'm expressing existence of the 3 steps, I have to say there are. There are just 3 steps to follow. I cannot use it's in this case. There are just 3 steps to follow. Let's practice. How many steps are there? Are there just 3 steps to follow? That's right, there are just 3 steps to follow. Example, traffic. I cannot say it's a lot of traffic. Again, because I'm expressing the existence of traffic, I have to say there is. Contraction, there's. There's a lot of traffic. I cannot say it's a lot of traffic, I have to say there's. Let's practice. Is there a lot of traffic today? That's right, there's a lot of traffic today. Example, cookies. I cannot say it's cookies on the table or they are cookies on the table. I'm expressing the existence of cookies. I have to say there are. There are cookies on the table. Let's practice. Are there any cookies on the table? That's right, there are some cookies on the table. This is also incorrect.
You can use an SRS software like Anki. Use an SRS software for long-term memorization.
You can use an SRS software. The word software is not countable. We don't say an SRS software or a software. It's just software. No articles with software. It's not a countable word. You can say an SRS app. App is countable. The word app is countable. You can say an SRS app, but not an SRS software. We see these words that end with ware, and we know that they are not countable. Silverware, software, hardware. These words are not countable, so no a and no s at the end. Example, silverware. There's silverware on the table. Not a silverware and not silverwares, just silverware. It's not a countable word. Again, the example, there is, contraction, there's. There's silverware on the table. Let's practice. Is there any silverware on the table? That's right, there's silverware on the table. Example, hardware. This is hardware. I cannot say a hardware or hardwares because the word is not countable, just hardware. I can ask a question and say, do they sell hardware? And you can say, yes, they sell hardware. No a hardware and no hardwares. Let's practice. Do they sell hardware? That's right, they sell hardware. It's a hardware store. That's what they sell. Example, he downloaded some software. Not a software and not softwares. It's not a countable word. He downloaded some software. Let's practice. Did he download some software? That's right, he downloaded some software. First, this is not correct.
What mistakes do most English learners make? I would say they waste time on things that kills motivation, like grammar drills.
I cannot say they waste time on things that kills motivation. If I say things, I cannot say kills. I cannot put an S on kill, because things is a plural. I have to say kill. I can say they waste time on things that kill motivation, but not kills. I have to use a simple verb here, kill. So he's saying if students spend a lot of time in class learning English that way, that they waste time on things that kill motivation. Maybe it's true. Let's practice. Do they waste time on things that kill motivation? Sure, maybe they waste time on things that kill motivation. Not kills, but kill. This is also not correct.
And I'm 22 years old now, so that was also a question people asking. I'm 22.
I cannot say that was a question people asking. I need a verb. I need the verb to be. I can say were. That was a question that people were asking. Or I can use have been. That was a question people have been asking. But I cannot say that was also a question that people asking. In the present, that is a question that people are asking. In the past, that was a question people were asking. So example, people were asking this question. So I can say that was a question people were asking. Let's practice. Was that a question people were asking? That's right, that was a question people were asking. This is also not correct.
I lived in Canada since I was 4, so I lived in Canada for 18 years.
I lived in Canada since I was 4. I lived is an example of simple past, and I cannot use since with simple past. If I change the verb to present perfect, well then it works. You can say I have or I've lived in Canada since I was 4. This is correct, but not I lived in Canada since I was 4. I cannot use since with simple past. So the example is he has or he's lived in Canada since he was 4. Let's practice. Has he lived in Canada since he was 4? That's right, he's lived in Canada since he was 4. Or I can say he has been living. He has been living in Canada since he was 4. He has, contraction, he's been. He's been living in Canada since he was 4. Let's practice. Has he been living in Canada since he was 4? That's right, he's been living in Canada since he was 4.
I lived in Canada since I was 4, so I lived in Canada for 18 years.
So I lived in Canada for 18 years? Wait a minute, he lived in Canada for 18 years and then he moved somewhere else? Or does he still live in Canada? Let's watch another clip.
So I didn't leave Canada, I'm just traveling here in South America, and my family is from here in Ecuador. So I just came to travel and visit family. So I didn't leave Canada, I'm just traveling here in Ecuador.
So he still lives in Canada. So we cannot say, I lived in Canada for 18 years, because he still lives there. We have to use present perfect. We have to say he has lived, or he's lived in Canada for 18 years. Or I can say he has been living in Canada for 18 years, but not he lived, or I lived. Let's practice. Has he lived in Canada for 18 years? That's right, he's lived in Canada for 18 years. Has he been living in Canada for 18 years? That's right, he's been living in Canada for 18 years. For example, my wife, Lisa. I can say she lived in Ukraine for 23 years because she doesn't live there anymore. She moved to the US when she was 23. So I could say in the past she lived in Ukraine for 23 years because she doesn't live there anymore. Let's practice. Did she live in Ukraine for 23 years? That's right, she lived in Ukraine for 23 years. Can I say she lived in the US since she was 23? No, I cannot use since in simple past. I have to say she has. She has lived in the US since she was 23. Remember, don't use since with simple past. Let's practice. Has she lived in the US since she was 23? That's right. She's lived in the US since she was 23. This is also not correct.
For me, the hardest part for speaking a language has got to be getting the confidence to speak.
I cannot say the hardest part for speaking a language. I cannot use for. I have to use of. It's correct to say the hardest part of speaking a language. I cannot use for in this situation. So it's an interesting question. What's the hardest part of speaking a language? You tell me. Give me your opinion. Let me know in the comments. What do you think is the hardest part of speaking a language? This is also not correct.
It's still very new to me, and it does make me nervous just recording because I'm afraid, what's other people going to think and all this.
I cannot say I'm worried what's other people going to think. What's other people going to think? First, I can't say what's other people. People is a plural. I have to say are. What are other people going to think? This is a direct question. This is correct. What are other people going to think? But if you say I'm worried, you have to move the verb. I'm worried what other people are going to think. Pronunciation, what other people are going to think. Altogether, I'm worried what other people are going to think. Other people are going to think. So we don't hear are, we hear what other people are going to think. I'm worried what other people are going to think. I cannot say I'm worried what's other people going to think. Use are and move the are. I'm worried what other people are going to think. Example, he's very self-conscious. We say he's self-conscious because he's worried what other people are going to think. He's worried what other people are going to think about him. He's self-conscious. Let's practice. Is he self-conscious? That's right, he's self-conscious. Is he worried about what other people are going to think? That's right, he's worried about what other people are going to think. That's what it means to be self-conscious. This is also not correct.
Next question is, where do you want to travel next? I really want to go back to Asia and travel to the countries I haven't been.
I cannot say I really want to go back to Asia and travel to the other countries I haven't been. We have to put to at the end and say the countries I haven't been to. So it's correct to say, I want to go back to Asia and travel to countries I haven't been to. I have to put to at the end. Example, he wants to go back to Asia and travel to countries he hasn't been to. Let's practice. Does he want to go back to Asia and travel to countries he hasn't been to? That's right, he wants to go back to Asia and travel to countries he hasn't been to. This is also not correct.
So I've been to Japan, Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Hong Kong.
I cannot pronounce the country Singapore. It's not Singapore, it's Singapore. The NG makes a sound in your nose. Sing, like when you sing a song. Together, Singapore. Not Singapore, but Singapore. Singapore is a country in Asia. Let's hear another one.
But I still want to go to Philippines, Indonesia.
Go to Philippines? We use the article the when we talk about the country Philippines. It's a special country because it's a series of islands. We say the Philippines. So I cannot say I want to go to Philippines. We say I want to go to the Philippines. So example, he wants to go to Asia. He wants to go to Singapore, not Singapore, and he wants to go to the Philippines. He wants to go to Singapore and the Philippines. Let's practice. Does he want to go to Singapore and the Philippines? That's right, he wants to go to Singapore and the Philippines. 2 Asian countries. This is also not correct.
This could be reading, watching comprehensible input videos like my ones, which are made to help you learn and acquire English.
I cannot say watching videos like my ones. I cannot use my ones. I cannot use possession before ones. I can say big ones and small ones, old ones and young ones, but I cannot say my ones. We cannot use possessive here. You have to say my videos or mine. So it's correct to say watching videos like mine or watching videos like my videos, but not watching videos like my ones. We cannot say this. So he says a good way to practice is by watching videos like his, not like his ones, but like his. So again, he says it's a good idea to practice your English by watching videos like his. Let's practice. Does he say it's a good idea to practice English By watching videos like his? That's right. He says it's a good idea to practice English by watching videos like his. Long sentence. This is also not correct.
You go to my website, it'll be in the description and the comments, and you can get the 3,000 list word there.
You can get the 300 list word there? List word? This is not correct. He means you can get the 300 word list there. 300 word functions as an adjective. There's no S, it goes before list. The 300 word list. Not the 300 list word, and not the 300 words list, but the 300 word list. You can get the 300 word list there. There, with the link. By clicking the link, you can get the 300 word list. Let's practice. How can you get the 300 word list? Can you get the 300 word list by clicking the link? That's right, you can get the 300 word list by clicking the link. Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
Some of my favorite Korean food include 닭갈비, jokbal, jimdak, kimchi jjigae, and Korean barbecue.
Some of my favorite Korean food include? I cannot say include because food is singular. I have to say includes. The verb depends on the subject, not the object. Food is singular, I have to say includes. Example, some of his favorite Korean food includes kimchi and bulgogi. I cannot say include, I have to say includes. Again, some of his favorite Korean food includes kimchi and bulgogi. Let's practice. What does some of his favorite Korean food include? That's right, some of his favorite Korean food includes kimchi and bulgogi. Example, my favorite team is the Cowboys. Again, the verb depends on the subject, not the object. I know Cowboys is plural, but that's after the verb. The subject is team. My favorite team, that's singular, so I use is. My favorite team is the Cowboys. Let's practice. What's my favorite team? That's right, my favorite team is the Cowboys. This is also not correct.
We also were able to see the changing of the guard. That was a very special thing to see because I have never seen it before. I have never seen the changing of the guard before.
We also were able to see the changing of the guard. It's better if we move also. We were also able to see the changing of the guard. We put also after the verb to be. In this sentence, were is the verb to be, so we put it after. We were also able to see the changing of the guard. But there's something else. Let's listen again.
We also were able to see the changing of the guard. That was a very special thing to see because I have never seen it before. I have never seen the changing of the guard before.
That was a very special thing to see because I have never seen it before. I have never seen the changing of the guard before. But he has. He said it was a very special thing to see. So he has seen the changing of the guard before, so he cannot say, I have never seen it before. We have a different structure. We use had. He had never seen it before. Before this time. He saw it this time in the past, but he had never seen it before that. We have to use had, we do not use have. Have is in your life. He has seen it before, but he had never seen it before this time. So we use had to talk about an action that happened before another action. Because he says it was a very special thing to see, he's using past. So when he says because, he has to say because I had never seen it before. Not because I have never seen it before, because he has seen it before. He cannot say I have never seen it before. That means never in my life. Had is before something else in the past. So the idea is he saw the changing of the guard last month. Last month he saw the changing of the guard. And that was the first time he saw it. So he had never seen it before. Not he has never seen it before, but he had never seen it before. Let's practice. Did he see the changing of the guard last month? That's right, he saw the changing of the guard last month. Had he ever seen it before, or was it his first time? That's right, he had never seen it before. It was his first time. We need to use had. This is also not correct.
To practice your pronunciation, your accent, and your confidence. This will help you practice your pronunciation, your accent, and your confidence. To practice your pronunciation, your accent, and most importantly, your confidence. I'll see you guys there.
To practice your pronunciation, your accent, and your confidence? You can practice your pronunciation and you can practice your accent, but you cannot practice your confidence. You can improve your confidence, but you cannot practice your confidence. This doesn't work. This doesn't make sense. You do not say practice your confidence. You can say improve your confidence, but not practice your confidence. So he wants you to practice your pronunciation and practice your accent and improve your confidence. Let's practice. Does he want you to practice your confidence or improve your confidence? Very good. This is also not correct.
So me and my brother arrived in South Korea on the 28th of November. So we left on the 28th.
We cannot pronounce the word eighth. We say eighth. There's a stop T there. Now if we look at this word, fifth, we can eliminate the f, the second F sound, and we can say fifth. Fifth. This is correct. We can say fifth, but we cannot say eighth. It's pronounced eighth. Put the tongue up, make the stop T, eight, and then go to the TH. Eighth. Eighth. Example, January 8th. January 8th is the day after January 7th. Let's practice. What's the day after January 7th? That's right, it's January 8th. Not 8th, but 8th. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. So let's learn some real-life English. Let's watch a clip.
Welcome guys. Today we are learning real life English. You will follow me and my mom around as we teach you beginner English naturally.
Okay, so let's learn English naturally. First, this is not correct.
So this bench has a backrest, which I prefer than those benches over there because you can rest on them.
I cannot say this bench has a backrest, which I prefer than those benches over there. I cannot use than with prefer here. I cannot say I prefer this bench than those benches over there. We cannot use than. We have to use to. You can say I prefer this bench to those benches over there. Or you can say over. I prefer this bench over those benches over there. But we cannot use than. Example, he prefers tea to coffee. Or I can say he prefers tea over coffee. But I cannot say he prefers tea than coffee. We can use to or over. Let's practice. Does he prefer tea to coffee? That's right, he prefers tea to coffee. Does he prefer tea over coffee? That's right, he prefers tea over coffee. This is also not correct.
Okay. Oh, that sounds really, really good. Do you want me to try that? I'll use my taste for that one. Thank you very much.
I cannot say I'll use my taste for that one. We don't say this in English. I'll use my taste for that one. We have the verb taste, and you can say I'll taste that one, but we don't use our taste. This doesn't exist. Example, she's going to taste that one. I can't say she's going to use her taste for that one, but I can say she's going to taste that one. Let's practice. Is she going to taste that one? That's right, she's going to taste that one. She's going to try it and see if she likes it. She's going to taste it. This is also not correct.
Now let me take a picture with my phone.
Volka, how did you work this thing? I didn't read.
How do you work this thing? I didn't read. We cannot say just, I didn't read. After read, we need an object. You can say, I didn't read it. Or I didn't read the instructions. I didn't read the directions. But you cannot just say, I didn't read. We need an object after read. Example, she doesn't know how to work this thing because she didn't read the instructions. Let's practice. She doesn't know how to work this thing. Why not? Did she read the instructions? That's right, she didn't read the instructions. This is also not correct.
So we'll take the praline, one of those.
Praline? The word is not pronounced praline. This is a kind of candy, and it is pronounced praline. Use the long E like green beans for the second syllable. Lean, praline. Not praline, but praline. The word actually has two pronunciations. Some people say praline, and some people say praline. Praline is the more common pronunciation, but you cannot pronounce it praline. It's praline or praline. I prefer praline. I think it's more common. This is pecan praline. I don't like it because it's too sweet and it gets stuck in my teeth. What do you think? Have you ever tried pecan praline? Very good. And do you like pecan praline? Let me know in the notes. Let me know if you like pecan praline. This is also not correct.
And let's go check out the lake now. Machete Lake. So this is Machete Lake. And there's literally water in the lake. This is a replica of Machete Lake. So Machete Lake is nearly 28 kilometers. And that's the old boathouse. That's the old Machete Lake boathouse.
Machete Lake? It's not pronounced Machete Lake. It's pronounced Machete Lake. Machete Lake. Not Machete, but Machete. This is Machete Lake. It's a popular lake in Canada. It's in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. Remember, when you talk about lakes and you give the name, there's no article. Not the Machete Lake, just Machete Lake. Machete Lake is in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. Let's practice. Where is Machete Lake? Is it in the Canadian Rocky Mountains? That's right, Machete Lake is in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. This is also not correct.
Yeah, because I can't imagine there's that many people that they need these many benches one after another.
They need these many benches? These many or this many? Pronunciation. These has the long E sound like green beans. But we don't say these many. You can say this many with the short I sound like this is. This many. They need this many benches. This is correct. Example, he doesn't understand why they need this many benches. Let's practice. Does he understand why they need this many benches? That's right, he doesn't understand why they need this many benches. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
But also, this pre-cooked meals kind of looks good. They got ginger beef and...
This pre-cooked meals kind of looks good. He's talking about more than one meal. It should be these pre-cooked meals kind of look good. I cannot say looks good. And I cannot say this pre-cooked meals. I have to say these. These pre-cooked meals kind of look good. With no S, no looks. Because it's not singular, it's more than one.
So this pre-cooked meals kind of looks good. They got ginger beef.
This is not an example of how people talk. This is not normal everyday English. These are mistakes that native speakers don't make. And you shouldn't make them either. So it's correct to say, these pre-cooked meals kind of look good. Let's practice. Do these pre-cooked meals kind of look good? That's right, these pre-cooked meals kind of look good. And we don't say this either.
These are watermelons.
Should we take some just to have on the road?
This is wet food. And this is dry food.
Did you want to take some whiskers there for our cat?
Should we take some? Did you want to take some whiskers? We don't use the verb take when you go to the store. When you go to the store, we use get. So if you're at the store, ask your friend, should we get some? Not should we take some. Example, they're going to get some groceries. I cannot say they're going to take some groceries. They're going to get some groceries. Let's practice. Are they going to get some groceries? That's right, they're going to get some groceries. So let's talk about take. We use take when you talk about taking something away. Example, he took her toy. He took her toy away. That's take. Let's practice. Did he take her toy? That's right, he took her toy. The idea, he took the toy away from her. Or I can take something to a different location. Example, can you take these boxes out to my car? Moving them to another place. We use take here. Example, he's taking the boxes out to his car. Let's practice. Is he taking the boxes out to his car? That's right, he's taking the boxes out to his car. This is also not correct.
Oh, I need more than that. $15.
Yeah, no,
wow.
I wouldn't buy it here. I get
Oxtail.
I get a tail for 12.
I wouldn't buy here? We cannot say this. We cannot say I wouldn't buy here. If I use the verb buy, I need an object. What? It's correct to say I wouldn't buy it here. Or I wouldn't buy meat here. We need an object with the verb buy. Example, she wouldn't buy it here. She would buy it somewhere else, but she wouldn't buy it here. Let's practice. Would she buy it here? That's right, she wouldn't buy it here. We need it. You cannot just say I wouldn't buy here. So we have these two verbs. We have buy and shop, and we use them differently. And keep watching until the end to practice with these confusing words. Buy versus shop. And don't say this either.
So this right here is the cheese area. So this is the sliced meat area. So all that meat you see behind the glass there, you can ask them to slice the meat.
He's teaching you to call this the cheese area, and the other place the sliced meat area. We do not say this. It's not the sliced meat area. It's not the cheese area. If you look at the wall, you can see what it's called. It's called the deli. Not the sliced meat area, it's called the deli. That's where they sell sliced meat and cheese. So what is a deli? The word deli comes from this word, delicatessen. It's a place where they sell sliced meat and cheese and usually sandwiches and meals. It's a delicatessen or it's a deli, not a sliced meat area. So example, he's shopping in the deli. Don't say he's shopping in the sliced meat area. No, he's shopping in the deli. Let's practice. Where is he shopping? Is he shopping in the deli? That's right, he's shopping in the deli. This is not correct either.
So you see this right up there, it's called an aisle.
So you see this up there? It's called an aisle? Up there? That's not an aisle, that's the sign. If you see up there where he's pointing, that's the sign, that's not the aisle. He's standing in the aisle, but you see up there, that's the aisle? That's the sign, not the aisle. He's standing in the aisle. Let's practice. Where is he standing? Is he standing in the aisle? That's right, he's standing in the aisle. Pronunciation, aisle. The S is silent. He's standing in the aisle. It's like a hallway in a grocery store. It's called an aisle. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more.
Hi there. Welcome to English for Everyone. My name's Lisa.
And my name's Kevin.
Today we're going to talk about the difference between shop and buy.
Let's get started. The difference between shop and buy is when you use buy, you need an object. You buy what? Example, I buy groceries at Target. You cannot say I buy at Target. You have to have an object. What? Groceries. I buy groceries at Target. If you use shop, you don't need an object. I shop at Target. Question, where do you shop? I shop at Target, usually. So when you use buy, you need an object. You can say, I buy groceries at Target. Or you can use a substitution, a pronoun. If it's singular, you use it. I buy it. Where do you buy milk? I always buy it at the grocery store. I never buy it at the convenience store. I always buy it at the grocery store. If it's more than one, then the substitution or pronoun is them. I buy them. You need an object with buy. Where do you buy vegetables? I always buy them at the farmer's market. You need an object, them. I always buy them at the farmer's market. And what if you change the action buy to the past? Bought. I bought. You need an object. Where did you buy your car? I bought it online. So you see the pronunciation with bought it. The T in bought changes to a D, a fast D sound, because it's between vowels. So you hear bought it, bought it. Where did you buy your car? I bought it online. I bought it. I bought it online. Let's practice. Where do you buy groceries?
I buy groceries at the grocery store.
Where does she buy groceries? That's right. She buys groceries at the grocery store. Where do you buy groceries? Very good. Let's practice with past. Where did you buy your blouse?
I bought it at the mall.
Where did she buy her blouse? That's right. She bought it at the mall. Let's practice. Where do you buy vegetables?
I buy them at the farmer's market.
Where does she buy vegetables? That's right. She buys them at the farmer's market. Where do you buy vegetables? Very good. Let's practice. Do you like to shop at Walmart?
No, I don't like to shop at Walmart.
Do you prefer to shop at Target?
Yes, I prefer to shop at Target.
Does she shop at Walmart? That's right. She doesn't shop at Walmart. Does she prefer to shop at Target? Very good. She prefers to shop at Target. Let's practice. Do you shop for clothes at Target?
Yes, I shop for clothes at Target.
Does she shop for clothes at Target? That's right. She shops for clothes at Target. What about you? Do you shop for clothes at Target? Very good.
Thank you for watching.
And if you like this video, click the link in the description and check out more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. First, let's watch a clip.
In this beginner-friendly video, you'll follow me and my mom as we use natural beginner English to cook a full Thanksgiving meal.
Okay, let's learn some natural beginner English. First, this is not correct.
No, not in Latin America. It would be
Spain.
in Spain, yes.
Oh.
Not in Latin America? We cannot pronounce the word like this. We cannot say Latin. The word is pronounced Latin with a clear T, t, where you release the T, Latin America, or you can do something else. You can do a stop T, put the tongue up in the T position, and then go directly to the N, like this. Latin. Latin. So pronunciation, Latin America or Latin America. But do not say Latin America. I cannot use a D like I do in better and butter and water. We cannot do this here because I have a T-I-N. When I have a T-I-N at the end of a word, I have to use a real T, Latin, or a stop T that falls to the N, Latin. Let's look at some examples. We see these words, kitten, button, cotton. We do the same thing here. You cannot say kitten, you cannot say button, and you cannot say cotton. You can use a real T and say kitten, button, and cotton, or do the stop T and fall to the N. Kitten, kitten, button, button, cotton, cotton. That's how we pronounce these words, and also Latin. the same way. Again, kitten, button, cotton, and Latin. Example, they speak Spanish in most of Latin America. Again, pronunciation, Latin America. Let's practice. Do they speak Spanish in most of Latin America? That's right, they speak Spanish in most of Latin America. This is also not correct.
Although Canada and United States have different dates for Thanksgiving.
Canada and United States? We cannot say this. We have to say the United States. I cannot say Canada and United States. I have to say Canada and the United States. And it doesn't matter if you say US, USA, United States of America, we always need to include the. So it should be the US, the USA, the United States of America, or the United States. In all cases, we need the. Example, they speak English in most of Canada and the United States. Let's practice. Do they speak English in most of Canada and the United States? That's right, they speak English in most of Canada and the United States. This is also not correct.
So now we just have to wait 52 minutes until our turkey is done, and then I think we'll be not ready to eat yet, because then we have to let the turkey rest for at least
an hour.
I think we'll not be ready to eat yet. I think we'll not be ready. This doesn't sound right, because we don't say it like this. Let's change it. How about, I think we won't be ready? That's better. Or even better, I don't think we'll be ready. I don't think we'll be ready yet at that time in the future. I don't think we'll be ready yet. That's the way to say it. But don't say, I think we'll not be ready yet. Don't say that. That doesn't sound natural or correct. Example, she's still getting ready. I don't think she'll be ready in 5 minutes. What do you think? Do you think she'll be ready in 5 minutes? That's right. I don't think she'll be ready in 5 minutes. I think she'll not be ready? Don't say that. I don't think she'll be ready. That's correct. This is also not correct.
But everybody's hungry. So just cut some of it. You don't need to cut the whole one.
Just cut some of it? You don't have to cut the whole one? We cannot say this. When I say just cut some of it, I'm talking about a specific thing. So I cannot call it the whole one. I have to say the whole thing. So it's correct to say just cut some of it. You don't have to cut the whole thing. I cannot say you don't have to cut the whole one. We have to say the whole thing. So you don't have to cut the whole turkey, or you don't have to cut the whole thing. But I cannot say you don't have to cut the whole one. So example, just cut some of it. You don't have to cut the whole thing. Let's practice. Do I have to cut the whole thing? That's right, you don't have to cut the whole thing, just cut some of it. This is also not correct.
So you need to boil 1 cup of water and 2 tablespoons, and then 30 milliliters.
So you need to boil 1 cup of water and 2 tablespoons, and then 30 millimeters of... Wait, is he telling you to boil tablespoons? To put actual tablespoons in boiling water? I hope not. Don't boil your spoons. Let me know in the comments, what do you think he's trying to say? I think he's telling you to boil your spoons. Let me know in the comments, because I have no idea. This is also not correct.
Non-hydrogenated margarine in medium saucepan.
We don't even have margarine in the house because we only use real butter.
The word is not pronounced margarine. It's not margarine. We don't use the long E sound like green beans, margarine. We pronounce it margarine. We use the short I sound like this, is, in, I. Margarine. It's more open, I. Not margarine, but margarine. Margarine. It's fake butter. I don't cook with margarine. What about you? Do you cook with margarine? Very good. So we see when INE is at the end of a long word, the pronunciation can be confusing. We have 3 different pronunciations. The first word is Valentine, so we see it's pronounced with I, the long I sound, Valentine. And the second word is nicotine, so sometimes it's pronounced with the E sound like green beans, like in nicotine. And the last word we know is margarine. It's pronounced with the short I sound, in. This is in, margarine. So we see when you have INE at the end of a long word, we have 3 different pronunciations. So keep watching to practice more with this confusing pronunciation. Valentine uses the original I sound. I, long I, Valentine. But you have words like nicotine, where the sound is E, a long E sound, nicotine. And you have words like imagine, that has the short I sound, imagine. We're focusing on these words right now because my students make more mistakes with this pronunciation than others. So let's practice this one. So we're going to practice the pronunciation of the sound in for INE. Example, medicine, margarine, intestine, genuine, famine, and jasmine. Let's take a closer look. Our first example, medicine. Pronunciation is in, medicine, medicine. Medicine is not countable usually. We don't say a medicine or medicines. Some medicine. Do you take any medicine? No, I don't take any medicine. Or yes, I take some medicine. Remember, the action is take. I take medicine. No eat, no drink. Take. Pronunciation, medicine. Me, d, med, mede, s, medis, medici, medicine, medicine. Stress on the first syllable, medicine, medicine. Not countable, no just medicine. Don't forget to take your medicine. Let's practice. Do you take any medicine?
No, I don't take any medicine.
Do you take any medicine? Does she take any medicine? Very good. Next we have margarine. Margarine is not real butter. It's similar to butter, but it's not real butter. I prefer real butter. I don't like margarine. Pronunciation, margarine. Open sound, ma. Mar, mar. J, strong j. Marge. Marger, marger. Marjorie, marjorie. Margarine, margarine, margarine. 3 syllables, stress on the first syllable. Marge, margarine, margarine. I don't like margarine. Let's practice. Do you cook with a lot of margarine?
No, I don't cook with a lot of margarine.
Do you cook with margarine? Does she cook with margarine? Very good. Next we have intestine. So remember, the INE is pronounced in, intestine. 1 intestine, 2 intestines. That's right, you have 2. You have a large intestine, but first the food goes through the small intestine. So intestines. Pronunciation, intestine. In, t, int, inte, s, intest, t, intest, inteste, intestine. 1 intestine, 2 intestines, intestines. Intestines. My intestines are healthy. Let's practice. Do you have any problems with your intestines?
No, I don't have any problems with my intestines.
Good. Does she have any problems with her intestines? Very good. Next we have genuine. So remember, the INE is pronounced in. Genuine. Genuine is 100% real. not fake. Genuine. I prefer genuine leather. I don't like fake leather. I like genuine, real leather. Pronunciation, genuine. Je. Gen. Genu. 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 Genuine. Genuine. First syllable, stress, genuine. Genuine. Let's practice. Do you like genuine leather?
Yes, I like genuine leather.
Do you like genuine leather? Very good. Next we have famine. Famine is countable. For one, a famine. There is a famine in their country. They don't have enough food for the people. All the people are very, very hungry, and they are dying and getting sick because they have no food. There is a famine in their country. Pronunciation, famine. Fam. Famine. 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 Stress on the first syllable. Famine. It's countable, a famine. There is a famine in some countries. Famine. Let's practice. Is there a famine in their country?
Yes, there is a famine in their country.
Is there a famine in your country?
No, there is no famine in my country.
Is there a famine in her country? Is there a famine in their country? Very good. Next we have jasmine. Jasmine is a flower, and you can make tea with jasmine. I don't like jasmine tea. It's not my favorite. Jasmine. Pronunciation, jasmine. Ja. Z. Jazz. Jasmine. 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 Stress the first syllable. Jasmine. Jasmine is a flower. And I don't like jasmine tea. Let's practice. Do you like jasmine tea?
Yes, I like jasmine tea.
Do you like jasmine tea? Does she like jasmine tea? Very good. So remember these special words ending with ine. We pronounce them all the same, in. Remember, medicine, margarine, intestine or intestines, more than one, genuine, famine. Remember, it's countable, a famine, and jasmine. So all of these words are pronounced with the in sound for the ine. Turban, adrenaline, heroin, doctrine, determine, and urine. Let's practice. These two words are pronounced exactly the same. Turban, he's wearing a turban, and turban. This is a turban. In America, it's more common to hear turban, but in England, they say turbine. Some people in America say turbine, but it's more common in America to say turban. Example, these are wind turbines. They create electricity from the wind. Pronunciation, turban. Turb, turb, turbid, turban, turban. Wind turbines generate electricity. Turban. Let's practice. Are these wind turbines?
Yes, these are wind turbines.
What do wind turbines do?
Wind turbines create electricity from the wind.
Are these wind turbines? What do wind turbines do? Very good. Next we have adrenaline. Adrenaline. Remember, INE here is pronounced in. Adrenaline. Adrenaline. You get a rush of adrenaline when you think you're going to die. So, she got a rush of adrenaline when she jumped out of the plane. Adrenaline. Adrenaline. J. Remember, DR together make the sound J. So again, J. A J. A jr. A jr. Adre. Adre. Adren. Adren. Adrena. Adrena. Adrenal. Adrenali. Adrenali. Adrenaline. 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 You get a rush of adrenaline when you think you're going to die. Adrenaline. Let's practice. Did she get a rush of adrenaline when she jumped out of the plane?
Yes, she got a rush of adrenaline when she jumped out of the plane.
Did she get a rush of adrenaline when she jumped out of the plane? Very good. Next we have heroin. The pronunciation is the same. The drug heroin and the person heroin. Hero is for a boy, and for a girl we say heroine. It's a girl hero. So, Black Widow is the heroine of the Avengers. Pronunciation, heroine. Air, hair, 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 hero, hero, heroine, 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 heroine. Remember, heroine is the pronunciation for the drug, and heroine is a female hero. Pronunciation, heroine. Heroine. She's the heroine of the story. Let's practice. Who is the heroine of the Avengers?
Black Widow is the heroine of the Avengers.
Who is the heroine of the Avengers? Very good. Next, we have doctrine. Remember pronunciation? In. Doctrine. Doctrine. The nuns follow a strict doctrine. Or you can say they have a strict doctrine. Doctrine is countable. A doctrine. They have a strict doctrine. A doctrine is rules for a religion or organization. Their rules are a doctrine. Pronunciation, doctrine. D. A, da. K, doc. Ch, doc, ch. Remember, when you have TR together, it makes the chicken sound, ch. So again, doc, ch. Doc, ch. Docture. Docture. Doctrine. 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 They follow a strict doctrine. Doctrine. Let's practice. Do they follow a strict doctrine?
Yes, they follow a strict doctrine.
Do they follow a strict doctrine? Very good. Determine. Determine is a verb. So I change the verb. If I say a positive attitude determines if you have success or not. So a positive attitude determines your success. Determined with ed is an adjective. He is determined. He will not quit. He will not stop. He will reach his goal. He is determined to learn English. Determine. D. I. D. T. Dit. Deter. Determ. Determ. I. Determine. 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 Stress is on the third syllable. Determine. Determine. Determine? What determines your success? A positive attitude determines your success. Or, if you say, I am determined to learn English, then we have the sound D. I'm determined. I'm very determined. Let's practice. Does a positive attitude determine your success?
Yes, a positive attitude determines your success.
Does a positive attitude determine your success? Very good. Is he determined to learn English?
Yes, he's determined to learn English.
Is he determined to learn English? Are you determined to learn English? Very good. Our last word is urine. When you take a drug test, they test your urine. This is a cup of urine. So you can say he needs to take a drug test or he needs to take a urine test. They're the same. Pronunciation, urine. Ur, 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 uri, uri. Urine. Stress on the first syllable. Urine. 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 They test your urine for drugs. Let's practice. Do they test your urine for drugs?
Yes, they test your urine for drugs.
Do they test your urine for drugs? Very good. So remember, these words are special. They have a special pronunciation. Pronounced in. Example, turban, adrenaline, heroin, doctrine, determine, and urine. Example, imagine, examine, engine, discipline, feminine, and masculine. Let's practice the pronunciation. Example, imagine. Imagine is a verb or an action, and the pronunciation, imagine. The boy likes to imagine he's an astronaut. He likes to imagine traveling in space. After imagine, we use a gerund, traveling with ing. He imagines traveling in space. Let's take a closer look at the pronunciation. Pronunciation, imagine. Im, a, ima. J, strong sound, j, image. Imagine. 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 Stress on the second syllable. Imagine. 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 Can you imagine traveling in space? Let's practice. What does he like to imagine?
He likes to imagine he's an astronaut.
Does he like to imagine traveling in space?
Yes, he likes to imagine traveling in space.
Does the boy like to imagine he's an astronaut? Does he like to imagine traveling in space? Very good. Next word is examine. Examine, using the sound in for ine. Examine. It's a verb. The doctor has to examine the patient. I can make the verb in continuous. Examining. What is the doctor doing? He's examining the patient. Pronunciation, examine. Egg. Z, eggs, eggs. Exact. Exam, exam. Examine. 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 Stress on the second syllable. Examine. 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 The doctor needs to examine the patient. Examine. Let's practice. Does the doctor have to examine the patient?
Yes, the doctor has to examine the patient.
Does the doctor have to examine the patient? Very good. Is the doctor examining the patient right now?
Yes, the doctor is examining the patient right now.
Is the doctor examining the patient right now? Very good. Next word is engine, making the sound in for the I-N-E, engine. This is an engine. For one, an engine, a motor. The car is old and the engine is old, so this car needs a new engine. Pronunciation, engine. N, j, strong j, eng, engine. 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 Stress on the first syllable. Engine. 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 He has to put a new engine in his old car. Engine. Let's practice. His car is old. Does he need to put a new engine in the car?
Yes, he needs to put a new engine in the car.
Does he need to put a new engine in the car? Very good. Next example, discipline. Discipline. When my children don't behave, no computer, no candy, and no TV. Discipline is a noun. I think discipline is important. And discipline is a verb. I discipline my children. I discipline my child when he doesn't behave. Pronunciation, discipline. D. S, dis. Disse. P, disip. L, disciple. Discipline. Discipline. Stress on the first syllable. Discipline. I think discipline is important, and I discipline my children when they don't behave. Let's practice. Do you think discipline is important?
Yes, I think discipline is important.
Do you discipline your children?
Yes, I discipline my children.
Does she think discipline is important? Does she discipline her children? Very good. Example, feminine. Feminine is an adjective. It describes anything that looks like a girl, like a woman. Feminine. The dog has a pink bow and a pink collar. The dog looks feminine, like a girl. Pronunciation, feminine. Fe, fem, femme, femin, feminine, feminine. Stress on the first syllable. Feminine. Your dog will look feminine if you put a pink bow on it. Let's practice. Does the dog look feminine?
Yes, the dog looks feminine.
What makes the dog look feminine?
The pink bow makes the dog look feminine.
Does the dog look feminine? What makes the dog look feminine? Very good. Example, masculine. Masculine is an adjective. Describes something that looks like a boy, like a man. This dog looks masculine. Like a boy, like a man, not like a girl. The dog looks masculine. Pronunciation, masculine. Ma, s, mass. K, mask. Y, mask, y. Mask, mask. L, mascule. I, masculine. Masculine. Stress on the first syllable. Mask. Masculine. Your dog will look masculine if you dress him like Batman. Masculine. Let's practice. Does the dog look masculine or feminine?
The dog looks masculine.
Does the dog look masculine or feminine? Very good. So remember these words. Words ending in ine can have different pronunciations. All of these have the sound in. Imagine, examine, engine, discipline, feminine, and masculine.
Thank you for watching.
And if you want to improve your pronunciation and avoid making mistakes, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. And don't say this either.
Just boring classes where they just sit in a desk, have a piece of paper, and write stuff down.
They just sit in a desk? Sit in a desk? Wait, in a desk? On a desk or at a desk? What's the difference? Keep watching to find out and to practice more. So if I talk about a desk, I can use the following prepositions. In the desk, on the desk, at the desk, and by the desk. But they're all different. So let's take a closer look. If I talk about objects that are on the top surface of the desk, I say on. Example, she has a computer on her desk. There's a computer on her desk. Let's practice. Does she have a computer on her desk? That's right, she has a computer on her desk. Is there a computer on her desk? That's right, there's a computer on her desk. If I talk about things that are inside the drawers, then I say in. She keeps her pencils in her desk. They're in the drawers. They're inside the drawers, so I say in. She keeps her pencils in her desk. Let's practice. Does she keep her pencils in her desk? That's right, she keeps her pencils in her desk. And if you talk about a person who's sitting in the chair next to the desk, we say at. She's sitting at her desk. Or I can say she's working. She's working at her desk. She's not working on her desk. She's not working in her desk. She's working at her desk. Let's practice. Is she sitting at her desk? That's right, she's sitting at her desk. Is she working at her desk? That's right, she's working at her desk. And what about the trash can? What's the preposition that I use for the trash can? By. There's a trash can by her desk. Or I can say next to. There's a trash can next to her desk. Let's practice. Is there a trash can by her desk? That's right, there's a trash can by her desk. So remember, when you talk about a desk, you can use different prepositions. In the desk, on the desk, at the desk, and by the desk. Thank you for watching, and keep watching for more. This is also not correct.
But if you want to remember these words for the long term...
If you want to remember this words, let's hear that again.
But if you want to remember these words for the long term...
We cannot say this words. We have to say these words. We have to use the long E like green beans. I cannot use the short I like this is. I need the long E like green beans. These. Plus the Z sound like in zebra and zipper. These words. Not this words, but these words. The pronunciation is important. So today we practice with these words. Let's practice. Did we practice with these words today? That's right, we practice with these words. Not this words, but these words. And we see that these words are confusing because the preposition changes the meaning of the word. So keep watching for more confusing prepositions and to clear up confusion. Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes and learn how to sound more natural when speaking. So let's get started. First, don't say this. Never say this. Never say go out from my house. This is never correct. What about go out of my house or go out of the house? This is correct sometimes, but we have a better alternative. We have something that sounds a lot more natural. Use the verb leave. Leave the house or leave my house. Never say go out from my house, and avoid using go out of my house because it's not as common as the verb leave. Leave in the past left. Example, she leaves the house in the morning. She goes out of the house in the morning? That doesn't sound right. She leaves the house in the morning. She leaves the house in the morning and she goes to work. Let's practice. Does she leave the house in the morning? That's right, she leaves the house in the morning. Does she leave the house in the morning and go to work? That's right, she leaves the house in the morning and she goes to work. In this situation, don't say go out of the house and never say go out from the house. That's never correct. So leave in the present, in the past left. Example, she left her house this morning and she went to work. Let's practice. Did she leave her house this morning and go to work? That's right, she left her house this morning and she went to work. So you can say leave the house or leave my house, leave her house, leave your house. It's easier to use the, leave the house. This is always correct. What about this? Can I say get out of the house or get out of my house? Yes, you can, but only when there's emotion. Example, you're bored. You've been at home for a long time, many days. You say, I'm tired of being at home. I want to get out of the house. Pronunciation, I want to get out of the house. Not get out of, but get out of. We hear the T in get and the T in out pronounced as fast D's. Get out of the house. And you don't have to pronounce the V sound in of because it's before a consonant. Get out of the house. I'm bored. I want to get out of the house. There's emotion. That's when we use this. Or if you're angry, you can say, get out of my house. Again, emotion. Let's hear some examples.
Get out of my house!
Hey, I need to get out of the house.
What? Get out of my house! Get out of my house! Go!
Get out of my house! Yes. anything to get out of the house right now.
You gotta get out of the house, Faye.
On the hatch. Get out of the house.
Example, he's bored. He's been at home all day. He wants to get out of the house. Let's practice. He's bored. Does he want to get out of the house? That's right, he wants to get out of the house. She's angry, and she told the person, get out of my house. That's what she said. Let's practice. What did she say? Did she say, get out of my house? That's right, she said, get out of my house. Or if I explain, I can say, she told him to get out of her house. Pronunciation. Again, she told him to get out of her house. Now we need the V sound in of because we don't pronounce the H in her. We link the sounds. Get out of her. Now it's a vowel. Out of her. Not out of her, the H is silent. Because there's no consonant, we need the V sound. Of her, of her. She told him to get out of her house. Let's practice. What did she tell him? Did she tell him to get out of her house? That's right, she told him to get out of her house. So remember, never say go out from your house. Sometimes people say go out of your house, but it's always better to say leave. This is the best option. Leave in the present and left in the past. And only use get out of the house when there's emotion. You're bored, you're angry, something like that. Thank you for watching, and keep watching to practice with more confusing vocabulary and prepositions. Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. First, let's watch a clip.
In this beginner-friendly video, you'll follow me and my mom as we use natural beginner English to cook a full Thanksgiving meal.
All right, let's follow him and his mom as they use natural beginner English. First, this is not correct.
I think now we just sit
Dude,
and
these
wait.
berries are looking sweet.
Do you want to taste that to see how it tastes like?
I'm sure it's good.
I cannot say, do you want to taste that to see how it tastes like? Why not? We cannot use how and like together in the same sentence like this. I cannot say to see how it tastes like. So how do you say it correctly? I can say, do you want to taste that to see how it tastes? I cannot use like with how, only how. To see how it tastes. Not to see how it tastes like, just to see how it tastes. So can we use like in this situation? Sure, but we have to change how to a different word. We have to use what. To see what it tastes like. This is correct. So I can say to see how it tastes or to see what it tastes like. These are the two correct ways to say it. I cannot say to see how it tastes like. Don't use how and like together in the same sentence like this. Example, he wants to see how it tastes. Or I can say he wants to see what it tastes like. Let's practice. Does he want to see how it tastes? That's right, he wants to see how it tastes. Does he want to see what it tastes like? That's right, he wants to see what it tastes like. So we see in English, we have rules about how we use how and like, also the way and call. It's very confusing. So keep watching until the end of this video to practice more and get a complete explanation. This is also not correct.
What now? I see you're making some cranberry or something here.
Yes.
You're making something, some cranberry, or something here? We cannot say this. I cannot say some cranberry. Cranberry is a countable noun. I have to say some cranberries. Are you making some cranberries or something here? You can say that, but not some cranberry. Some cranberries. Example, she's cooking cranberries or something. Let's practice. Is she cooking some cranberries or something? That's right, she's cooking some cranberries or something. This is also not correct.
And in order to spice and put some herbs in, I need you to go and get me some from the garden, please. And then when you bring me the herbs, it will be ready to go into the oven.
I'm not really a gardener, nor am I a professional on different herbs and spices. I put all the herbs inside this metal bowl, and these right here, these are scissors. What is in the butter?
And there is some lemon peel inside, and I also have chopped herbs.
Herbs? We do not pronounce the word herbs. Not in America and not in Canada. It's pronounced herbs. The H is silent. So whether I say herbs or herbal, the root is the same, so the H is silent. Example, she likes to cook with fresh herbs. Let's practice. Does she like to cook with fresh herbs? That's right, she likes to cook with fresh herbs. What about you? Do you like to cook with fresh herbs? Tell me which ones. Let me know in the comments. Now let's practice with herbal tea. My wife likes herbal tea. She likes chamomile. This word is pronounced chamomile. She likes to drink chamomile tea before she goes to bed. She says it's relaxing. She likes herbal tea, but I don't like it. I like regular tea. Earl Grey. Let's practice. Does she drink herbal tea every night? That's right, she drinks herbal tea every night. This is also not correct.
I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to just break, because it will melt. I'm just going to break the 1/4 cup of butter that's solid.
Break this butter? We don't break butter. We need a phrasal verb here. We need the phrasal verb break up. When you break something up into pieces, into different pieces, we need a phrasal verb. We need break up. You can break up the butter into little pieces, and that's what she's doing. She's breaking up the butter. Let's practice. What is she doing? Is she breaking up the butter for her recipe? That's right, she's breaking up the butter for her recipe. I cannot say she's breaking the butter. Use the phrasal verb, break up. She's breaking up the butter. This is also not correct.
Once the potatoes are done boiling, we'll put it on the parchment paper there on the pan.
Once the potatoes are done boiling, we'll put it on the parchment paper? We're talking about potatoes here. We cannot say we'll put it on the parchment paper. We have to say them. We'll put them on the parchment paper. Because we're talking about potatoes, and this is a plural noun. So it's correct to say when the potatoes are done boiling, we'll put them on the parchment paper. Not put it, but put them. Let's practice. When the potatoes are done boiling, is he going to put them on the parchment paper? That's right. When the potatoes are done boiling, he's going to put them on the parchment paper. And your question is, what is parchment paper? It's a special kind of paper for cooking. You can put it in the oven. This is also not correct.
Let's put a little bit of paprika on it. Maybe I'll grab some smoked paprika from here.
What is paprika?
It's a spice. So we're just going to...
Where is it from? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but I know this is smoked paprika.
Paprika? We do not roll our R's in English. Not in America and not in Canada. We do not say paprika. The R is voiced, not rolled. The sound is So the word is paprika. Paprika. Not paprika, but paprika. It's a spice and it's red. I cook a lot of dishes with paprika. And so does she. She cooks a lot of dishes with paprika. Let's practice. Does she cook a lot of dishes with paprika? That's right, she cooks a lot of dishes with paprika. This is also not correct.
Okay, so you can see the potatoes are steaming a lot because my mom just took it out of the pot. So they're steaming.
I cannot say the potatoes are steaming a lot because my mom just took it out of the pot. Just took it out of the pot. What is it? Potatoes. We cannot say it referring to potatoes. We have to say them. So I can say the potatoes are steaming a lot because my mom just took them out of the pot. I cannot use it here. It doesn't work. You cannot use it when referring to a plural noun. You have to say them. So again, the potatoes are steaming a lot because my mom just took them out of the pot. Let's practice. Why are the potatoes steaming a lot? Did they just take them out of the pot? That's right, the potatoes are steaming a lot because they just took them out of the pot. This is also not correct.
Okay, so these are the pierogies. These pierogies are frozen pierogies that we bought at the store. But here you can see this is what a pierogi looks like, kind of. This one is frozen. So this is one of the only meals we don't make ourselves from scratch. So if anyone watching is from Ukraine, let me know in the comments.
This is one of the only meals we don't make ourselves from scratch. First, he's not talking about the meal. The meal is Thanksgiving. This is a dish. So it would be, this is one of the only dishes we don't make ourselves from scratch. If you say from scratch, you don't have to say ourselves. It's redundant. This is one of the only dishes we don't make from scratch. Not we don't make ourselves from scratch, just we don't make from scratch. So example, this is one of the only dishes that they don't make from scratch. Let's practice. Is this one of the only dishes they don't make from scratch? That's right. This is one of the only dishes they don't make from scratch. That's right, they get it from a package. They don't make it from scratch in their kitchen. They get it out of a package. This is also not correct.
You want to do that?
And now more cream.
Yep, just maybe half of that container.
How long do we have to let this cook?
That's going to cook for about 2.5 hours.
Half of that container? 2.5 hours? We do not pronounce the word half. Not in the United States and not in Canada. We don't say half. The word is pronounced half. Use the ah sound like black cat. And remember, the L is silent. So not half, but half. Half of that container, or 2.5 hours, is correct. Not half. Half. Example, 30 minutes is half an hour. Do you have to say half of an hour? No, you don't have to. You can if you want, but you don't have to. You can say half an hour. 30 minutes is half an hour. Not half an hour, but half an hour. Let's practice. Is 30 minutes half an hour? That's right, 30 minutes is half an hour. Thanks for watching and keep watching for more. First, we don't say this. You cannot say, how do you name it? And we can't say, what do you name it? When we talk about the name of something, we do not ask these questions. The verb name is used differently. We use the verb name when you talk about the moment that you give something or somebody a name. Example, I have a son, and we named our son Benji. Talking about the moment we gave him the name. Or I have a dog, and I named my dog Coco. Talking about the moment I gave the dog a name. That's the verb name. Example, this is the royal family, and the queen named her son Charles. So name in the past, named. The queen named her son Charles. Let's practice. What did the queen name her son? That's right, she named her son Charles. So we see the question is with did because you're talking about a moment in the past. Not do, but did. What did she name her son? It was a long time ago when he was born. Example, Charles and Diana named their first son William. Let's practice. What did they name their first son? That's right, they named their first son William. And they named their second son Harry. Let's practice. What did they name their second son? That's right, they named their second son Harry. That's how we use the verb name, talking about giving names to people or animals in the past. So what do you say if you're talking about the name of something? We cannot say, how do you name it or what do you name it? We use the verb call. But do I say, what do you call it or how do you call it? Keep watching to find out which is correct and to practice more. First, this is not correct.
This slushie and this popcorn is delicious. Talking about popcorn, how do you guys call popcorn in your country?
It's not correct to say, how do you guys call popcorn? And this is also not correct.
Oh yeah, they can even proofread your essay. How's the app called? I want to check it out. Hi, native. Oh, wow.
It's not correct to say, how's the app called? As you can see, this is a very common mistake made by non-native speakers. So how do we say it correctly? Well, if you want to know the name of something, it's not correct to say, how do you call it? We have to use the question word what. We have to say, what do you call it? We cannot use the question word how in this case.
What do you call that?
What do you call that?
What do you call it? Yeah?
What do you call it? That hat, what do you call it?
What do you call it when the assassins accuse the assassin?
I'm trying to, what do you call it?
What do you call it? A fixation, psychosis? Have you thought of that?
What do you call that, a goose?
She gave it all up to live with a bunch of women and, what do you call it? A sorority.
What do you call it, though? Success?
The fact that you're here and doing as well as you're doing gives me, what do you call it, a motivation, huh? To stay alive.
So let's look at the question and the answer. The question is, what do you call it? Or I can use passive voice and say, what is it called? I can also make the contraction, what's, and say, what's it called?
Oh, this one's good. What's it called again?
What's it called again?
What is it called? They even got a whole... what is it called?
So that marbles thing that you were so very smart about, what is it called again?
What is it called? The cross-country classic?
Rita, please continue your restoration using Norman's, what is it called again?
What's it called again? Shake Shack?
When you answer this question, we have to answer with passive voice. It's called.
Exactly. It's called first jumping.
It's delicious. It's called a Malaga cooler.
It's called a gravity drive.
It's called the knockout mechanism.
It's called the masses.
It's called a sandwalk.
Yes, they do, and horses and pigs and goats and sheep. And it's called animal husbandry.
It's called a rock blanket.
Or if I have something in my hand, I say this. What do you call this? Or I could use passive voice and say, what is this called? And the answer? It's called a plush toy. This is called a plush toy. Let's practice. What do you call this? That's right. This is called a plush toy. Now let's practice the question. Ask me the question. Very good. This is called a plush toy. What if you have two? For example, scissors. Question. What do you call these? These are called scissors. Or I can ask the question, what are these called? Or what are they called? They are called scissors. Let's practice. What are these called? That's right. These are called scissors. Now ask me the question. They're called scissors. Very good. So when can we use the question word how? We can use how with questions like, how do you pronounce? How do you say? And how do you spell? With these verbs, we use the question word how.
How do you pronounce that one? How do you pronounce your name?
How do you pronounce this?
We were curious. How do you pronounce it?
Now, how do you pronounce your name?
Example, how do you pronounce your last name? I answer, it's pronounced Liddell. Let's practice. How do you pronounce your last name? Very good. And with the question, how do you spell your last name? I answer, it's spelled Liddell.
Hey, Ann, how do you spell freckles?
How do you spell zucchini?
So how you spell all these words anyway?
How do you spell buter, by the way?
Peace. How do you spell that?
Okay, and how do you spell that?
T-R-O-Y.
Hey, Josie, how do you spell ugly?
How do you spell that?
Yes. How do you spell that?
Let's practice. How do you spell your last name? Very good. Let's practice with how do you say.
I'm not so young anymore, and how do you say a little incontinent?
How do you say no? Oh my gosh.
I know. How do you say that in Espanol?
How do you say that in French?
How do you say that you're a loving person with this on my face, you know?
How do you say that?
How do you say this in your native language? Very good. Let's also look at the difference between a direct question and an indirect question. If I say, what do you call it? That's a direct question. But if I say, do you know? I have to change the structure. Do you know what it's called? I cannot say, do you know what is it called? I cannot use a question structure. I have to use a positive structure after do you know. Do you know what it's called?
I know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called.
You know what it's called?
What?
New tweeter ends.
Oh, I know what it's called, but you can't do this.
I know what it's called.
Let's practice. Do you know what it's called? That's right. I know what it's called. Ask me the question. Yes, I know what it's called. It's called a plush toy. Very good. Now let's practice the negative answer. Do you know what it's called? I don't know what it's called. Do you know what it's called? That's right. I don't know what it's called either. Very good. Keep watching to learn to avoid another common mistake with the verb call. Today we're talking about an important mistake to avoid using the verb call. I can say, what do they call him? They call him a troublemaker. But I cannot say, how do they call him? When using call, you make the question with a what. What do they call him? And also, when you use call, don't use like. They call him like that. No like when you use the verb call. So, I say, why do they call him that? Not, why do they call him like that? Why do they call him that? They call him that because he causes problems. They call him a troublemaker because he causes problems. So again, with the verb call, do not use like. You cannot say, they call him like that. You say, they call him that. Question, why do they call him that? They call him that because he causes problems. He makes trouble. That's why they call him that. Let's practice. What do they call him? That's right, they call him a troublemaker. Why do they call him that? That's right, they call him that because he causes problems. He makes trouble. That's why they call him that. So remember, when using call, use the question word what, never how, and don't put the action call with like. You cannot use the two words together, call and like. You can say speak like that and talk like that, but you cannot say call him like that. It's call him that. A common mistake I've heard from my students is this, the way how I like it. Example, they cook the food the way how I like it is not correct. We cannot put the way and how together. We have to eliminate one. So you can say they cook the food the way I like it, or you can say they cook the food how I like it. But you cannot say they cook the food the way how I like it together. You cannot use the way and how together because they mean basically the same thing. For emphasis, you can use exactly or just. Example, they cook it just the way I like it. Let's practice. Do they cook the food just the way you like it? That's right, they cook it just the way I like it. Example, she's a good cook, so I can say, I like the way she cooks. Or I can say, I like how she cooks. But I cannot say, I like the way how she cooks. I cannot use the way and how together. I have to eliminate one. So I say, I like the way she cooks. Let's practice. Do you like the way she cooks? Very good. I like the way she cooks too. So remember, you cannot say the way how. You cannot say the way how I like it. You cannot use the way and how together. You have to eliminate one and use just one. The way or how. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.